Welcome to Scripts and Giggles with Shoshana
and Marnie.
You said you were going to start off.
Oh, yeah. Okay, well, you didn't really...
Oh, yeah.
Bask.
You
let me bask in my moment.
Okay, when Marnie said Marnie, she looks really sweet.
I did an angelic cherub
Like,
face.
cute.
Oh, I am a little angelic cherub.
Oh, yeah, cute. Okay. Now we can move on.
I would like to talk about something that I did this week that was very brave.
Okay, cool.
I had a one-to-one
With
an employee
Okay.
of mine. So I was the manager.
Okay.
Having a one-to-one with my subordinate.
And how did that go?
It was an experience.
Was it one of those one-to-ones where it was a feedback one-to-one, where you was like having to have a deeper, meaningful conversation and tell them about themselves? Yeah.
Yeah. It was like, how do you think the past few months have gone? And then I'll tell you how it has actually gone.
Oh, God.
It was interesting. I have a theory about the biggest difference between millennials and Gen Z.
Go on.
I think the Gen Z are honest to a fault. Sometimes keep some of your inside thoughts inside.
Yeah.
Because this person was telling me their life story.
Yeah.
And I was like, the issue still is the issue.
Wait, what did
regardless of what you talk. And at one point I said, one of the issues is that I will give you instructions and then you will challenge those instructions.
Yeah.
And they were like, I just want you to know that I would never undermine you. I would never do that. I see you as a mentor and I'm so glad to be. I look up to you. And I was like, ooh, this is a lot.
Yeah.
Chill out. Maybe just say, ooh, sorry.
Yeah, like, I really respect your perspective and I'll take that on board. Full stop.
That's too.
It was too mature.
That's too aggressive.
Really? Do you think?
That's giving. If they had said that to me, I would be like, well, it doesn't sound like you're taking it on board.
Oh,
it sounds like even in this moment, you're not using your listening ears, are you?
Oh, I can't believe. I have to have like feedback sessions. One was with a woman who really tried it.
Ooh.
And
GIRLies
she
love to try.
She tried it, and then she was like, "I'm gonna put some time in to have a feedback chat." And I said, "Let's have a feedback chat with the rest of the team because this is not an issue." So I spoke to her about a month later, and she was like, "Just being the same passive aggressive, Karen-like behavior."
Get her.
I'm so sorry because I was sitting
Get
there,
her, Jade.
and I was just like, and I'm actively listening to her. And then one point she's like, "You're not listening to me." I was like, I'm not gonna, if I say, yes, I'm listening, it's gonna become aggressive. You know when someone's like, no, honey. No, she didn't say honey, because honey would have become sour, okay? But she was like, oh, no, you're not hearing what I'm saying. And
Or maybe you're not explaining it properly.
Yeah,
babe.
I didn't have the heart to be like, I am hearing what you're saying. But I know if I
just don't care.
Yeah. But I know if I said the exact same words, the same way she said it, I'm aggressive. Do you know how messed up that is?
You can't win.
Honestly, it's like being black in the workplace. It's hard.
You can't win. And I will say this. I personally have an issue with, if you look like you're about to start crying, I will retreat.
Yeah.
Several times the person's voice was quavering. And I had to actually to stick. I said, Marnie, don't fall for it.
Yeah.
Because there'll be people out here, and I'm one of them. When I'm in trouble, I'm just going to start crying.
Yeah.
I don't want to deal with this.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be like, I did it really weird. Then everyone leave me alone. Then I'll walk out and be like, you idiot. I fucking knew what I did, bitch. I mean,
oh, God.
So I was like, I don't want, this is not crying matter.
Yeah.
Right? That's why I mean, Gen Z are very in touch with their emotions and very much. I'm overwhelmed.
Yeah, the anxiety is getting to me. I'm like, oh.
And I am overwhelmed constantly.
Yeah.
And I'm anxious constantly.
Yeah.
So I absolutely relate.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, you still did what you did.
Yeah.
And you weren't overwhelmed and anxious then. When you put on your big boy shoes to misbehave, you were not anxious.
Yeah.
And you were not overwhelmed. So why today, when it's time to talk about it, oh my God, I can't. Yeah, you can.
Yeah, you can. Come on.
Yeah, you can.
I'm so sorry. It's one of those things that I've been thinking about, is that we're in a world, and I've seen it myself, where we're so afraid of having confrontation, and we want to be so confrontational averse. I don't know if that's a real word.
Yeah.
To the point where when you get even close to something that could feel like a confrontation, i.e. someone putting a mirror to your face and saying, this is something that you've done, and this is something that I would like to see changing, especially from like a manager to a subordinate or reporting, a direct report. When it gets to those kind of serious conversations, people are like, oh no, it's just getting a bit too tense in the room. No, fam. I don't know what this person did, but like you said, they weren't afraid to do what they did, or they weren't afraid to challenge in the moment.
So one thing that this is the most I'm going to share.
Yeah.
This is the most I'm going to share.
Yeah.
Because it was a private conversation I'm sharing with one of my friends. I'm glad to say it.
I mean, you're not TikTok, because TikTok, I'll be learning about people's lives, their family history, the secrets. I'm like, this is another conversation. Keep it to yourself. Also, people are going to see it as well.
But
anyway,
the person in question had said to another member of staff that they had tampered with some minutes that they had taken to reflect what they felt the minutes should have said, not what the minutes were supposed to say, right?
No.
So I say, because initially I had not planned to say, I have been told this.
Yeah.
Words from your mouth to that person to me.
Yeah.
I said, you have to remember that the minutes are a record.
Yeah.
We need it to be accurate.
Yeah.
Because at some point we're going to refer back to it. This person said, I would never do that.
You see?
I would never do that.
See?
And then I said a third time, for the Peters in the back.
Yeah.
You've denied it how many times?
Bring your Bible into it.
You denied it 3 times.
No.
Now it's time for me to bring the
Yeah.
receipts because
Yeah.
you've now shown me you just want to lie.
Right.
I said, these people in this office are not your friend. We are all of us here to work.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're friendly for sure, but we ain't friends.
Yeah. As someone told me, we're a team, not a family.
Well, I would say we're a family.
The family thing is interesting because some people are like...
But I rattle my family all the time, so to me,
exactly.
it makes sense.
Yeah, I was like, also my family, I will tell them the truth when needed.
Exactly. Which is why I
But
said...
in a much, probably a bit more firm way in comparison to...
Yeah, exactly. You're getting
guys.
very nice.
You're getting the most nice, censored,
I said,
PG version.
these people are not your friends. This person has told me, and I know that they're not lying. Because we're not on a level where this person...
Yeah.
No, they have absolutely no reason to lie.
Yeah.
They get nothing out of this.
Yeah.
That you said from your mouth, oh, I have tampered with the notes. LOL. Then they're looking at me like, oh, what? What's it?
I was
Now what? Then their thing was, I'm upset. Not, I didn't do it. I'm upset that they told you. I said, so you did do it then?
Yeah.
So you did do it? And they were like, oh, no. I was like, okay, so you did it. Go and undo whatever it is you did.
Yeah.
And take this as a lesson. They're like, no, that's really upset me that they did that. It's like, there's
You're
no reason
missing
for
the
you to be
point.
upset because you was in the wrong.
You're missing the point because the fact that you cannot own up means that you will do it again.
Yes,
And
you
the
was in the wrong.
And also, to me, the big trigger,
The
you
lying.
lied. You lied.
The lying.
You lied to me multiple times. If you can lie to me about the
lying.
most smallest things, what else can you lie about?
The
It's
lying.
actually terrible. That is the worst thing.
The lying.
The lies. If you watch Real House of Atlanta, you know what I'm talking about.
It's... You're a flop. Me personally, if I had lied, I'd be lying all the way to my grave. You would never hear me double. I'd be like, I don't even know. I've never spoken to that person. Bring them in here right now. I've never... Why did they say
So
that?
once you dug yourself, you just continue digging.
I'm staying in it.
No,
Because if you asked me, yeah?
Yeah.
And that would already, if I lied the first time, the second time you asked me, I'd be like, damn, I'm going to have to own up to this.
Yeah.
The third time you said, no, I'm staying in the lie.
Yeah.
So now when I brought the evidence, why are you like, oh my God.
It's giving me a Nigerian movie. It's really giving me. I'm literally imagining.
Now you're getting on bed with me, Auntie, please. Get up. Because I gave you
Standing your
opportunity
truth.
to tell
Standing
the
your
truth.
truth.
I gave you the opportunity to share the truth and you wanted to lie to my face. Oh, that's upset me. Now it feels like, there's like the office is like Big Brother. I said, this is an office where we do work. And if somebody feels like someone is doing work to undo other people's work, they're absolutely going to rat. And I back that person for ratting on me at this point. You're not, I don't think you're understanding that. You're not in the right in this situation. Yeah. You're not the victim.
Yeah.
You did something wrong. And I said, when you're in this office, I don't mean to sound scary, but this is the truth. When you're in this office, operate as if whatever you do will come back to me.
Oh, 100%. You can't hide.
Cough in this office, I will know.
Find out.
Everything you do in here, I'm going to find out. So really ask yourself, whenever you do something, is it worth what will happen if I find out?
Honestly, I've got to the point, how many years into my career to know that, look, if you make a mistake, fail fast. I.e., if you make a mistake, put your hands up and say, I made a mistake.
Exactly.
I did something wrong. It's learning for me. And to me, showcase it. Let people know, because, to be honest, if you do that, you'll have more integrity than if you dig yourself deep and be Peter and deny it 3 times and the crow will croak. That's what I've learned. Honestly,
there is no honour in you messing up and then continuing to sit in the mess up. I'd rather you ask me, hey, was this supposed to be like this? Because I can tell you whether or not it was, and if it wasn't. But the going off and acting on your own accord, they were like to me, yeah, do you know what I thrive when I have a lot of responsibilities. And I said, I do not feel confident. Yeah. Given how much I have had to retell you stuff, enough to give you more responsibilities. And ultimately, I'm so sorry, but your role is an assistant role. Yeah. Your job is not to give me work. I don't work for you.
It's work for me. You're supporting me. And then once... Look, I think people forget, and we live in a world, the TikTok world, the social media world, where you're seeing 25-year-old hustle, become a millionaire. I'm not here for rules. I break the rules. I've jumped so many steps. I'm now a director at the age of 26. Fam, sit down.
That was that person's story.
That was not yours.
It's not yours.
Because you don't know what the sacrifices they made to get to where they were. And in the same breath, it doesn't work like that. Because the only way that you can progress with more responsibilities, if you can show you the responsibility you're being given, you can actually handle.
The job that you have and the job that you want are 2 different jobs.
Oh, 100%.
If you can successfully do the job that you have, maybe you can get the job that you want. But what I don't need is you trying to do a job that's not yours and also not doing the work that you need to do. This desire from, I get it, you're young, you're spunky, you want to prove yourself. I was young once, I was spunky. Yeah. I'm sure I was a bit of a pain in the ass. But what makes me hot is you're not even good at the job that you have.
It's so true.
You're not good at the job you have, and you're talking about one day I want to be director of where?
Yeah. Start with the basics, fam. Start with the basics.
You need to get to a point where you can do your job in your sleep. Before you start thinking about, I'm ready to go to X. You haven't even finished this. And I hate to be sexist, but I feel like this is such a male trait. To be like, I've been doing this job for 2 weeks. I was going to ask you. I'm ready to get promotion. Huh?
Yeah. I was going to ask you if that person was male or female. And also, it's going all the way back to like the application process. You know, the whole thing of like, you know, if you see a job description and the man only sees that he can do 30% of the job, he'll still apply. But the woman will wait until she can do 100% of the job. Then she'll jump for it. And then the man will still get it with only 30% experience. But, you know, wing it. Fake it till you make it. Are you mad? Honestly.
I was talking to a colleague about this. And they were like, me personally, I would never have hired them. I was like, I don't think it's that bad. Like, these are things you can unlearn, you know. And now that I've learned that this person clearly has misunderstood the role, hopefully we won't have these problems again.
I think it's the knowing your role, shutting your mouth, and don't lie. Because to me, if you lied again to me, you're out. Because you show me the kind of person you are by lying.
My colleague was like, I would never have hired them because I would never hire a man.
No, see, I don't believe that. I'm not down for that.
My colleague, who is a man, by the way, so I would never hire a man to be an assistant. They are not good at that role. They're not good at it. They're lazy. Pride?
Oh.
He said they're lazy.
Oh, I thought it was a pride thing.
Attention to detail, they don't have it.
Yeah.
Some of them do. I don't. Actually, I wouldn't say that. There are people who are probably very, very good assistants. Yeah. But my experience with this current person, they're not necessarily... When you give them a task, you'll get it. But the negotiation around it, as if they're doing you a favour.
Yeah.
When my boss used to give me a job, I just did the job.
Yeah. Full stop.
I wasn't like, so what's this for? Every time I go to meet him, oh, who are you meeting with? Excuse me?
What
are you my dad? What's going on here?
Oh my God.
I thought they were asking because they just wanted to know more about the role. Then I was starting to be like, the tone.
Yeah.
I don't like it. Even when I was like, the challenging, they're like, no. Sometimes I'm asking questions because I just want to know. It's like, but I'm giving you an example. Yeah. I said to you, this is what we're going to do. Yeah. And you said, well, can you actually send it to me first? And I said, I'm going to send it to someone else who is our boss.
Yeah.
And then, if they approve it, then you can get it. And you said, well, send it to me and then send it to her because I'm going to get it anyway. And I left the conversation because I said, I'm not about to go back and forth with you. No. I told you what we're doing, and that's really the end of it. And when I brought it up to them in the one-to-one, they were like, oh, I feel like because we're friendly, sometimes I can't tell when a job is an order and a job is like something I can ask a question about. Assume everything I've told you is an order, really.
Honestly, when you have shown that you can do the orders that I'm sharing with you and the orders that I've told you to do, and you're doing it well, then you can be brought in to understand more context. You're not even doing that.
Another colleague said, it's really interesting hearing people's management stuff. Another colleague was like, the problem is that you was friendly with them. You shouldn't have been friendly with them from the beginning.
I disagree. I think there is a way that you can be personable and get to know the people that you work with and still have the authority, because regardless, we can be chummy, but when it comes down to it, I'm still your manager. So when I say this is what's happening. We can go for drinks afterwards.
Yeah.
But this is what's really happening. When we get into the workplace, we're in work mode.
I feel like that's the problem in my office in particular, where we don't really have a socialising. Yeah. So I feel like it bleeds into always that happens, right? You come in, someone goes, how was your weekend? You have a little back and forth. Yeah. Maybe you're talking about a TV show, maybe you're talking about, music, whatever. And then you get back to work. Yeah.
Okay, so that...
Just because I was smiling doesn't mean that something isn't an order. But it was just really eye-opening. I was very, very anxious going into it. I really wanted to do a good job, but also convey what I thought that they needed to do better without it coming across like in a cruel way. Yeah. And I think I actually did a really good job. I was quite proud of myself. Yeah. They highlighted some things that they would like, which I think I can sort of are reasonable and I can fold into what we're doing. But mostly I said the biggest thing I'm learning here is if you're confused, ask me. Yeah. I would have more respect for you that you asked me than you went off and you did something that fucked things up for me. Yeah. I don't want to have to check your work. Yeah, right?
That's the thing.
So if you can say, hey, you sent me this, I've done X and Y, but I'm kind of confused about Z. I don't have a problem explaining it to you. But this, I want to prove to you that I don't need you. I don't need that. I'm a very work-oriented person. Like, if you do good work, I'm going to like you and I'm going to rate you. True. If you're too busy I'm trying to get to know everyone and be your friend. I don't need friends. I've got friends, babe.
I've managed people. I mean, this is a very different situation, but I've managed people who have been like, they're high achievers. They are punching above their role. And I didn't have the power to like promote them because I would have. And I just remember thinking, it got to a point where there was almost challenging overstepping, and we had to have conversations and be like, okay, this is how it's going to go. This is a very different situation. So this is for when if this person becomes good in the future. But I remember having a conversation with her and saying, look, you're amazing, you're great, but there is different things. We work on different things for different reasons. Mm-hmm. And so when it gets to the right opportunity for you to be promoted, I will 100% back you. But for the time being, these are the projects you need to work on. I trust you because you've 100% shown you can do it. And so I trust you can do it. I will give you more responsibility as I see fit. But there is a different role. There's conversations that I will be in that you will not be in because of where we sit in our... Mm-hmm. hierarchy, and I hate to say that, but it is a hierarchy. So like there's gonna be conversation I'm in, and it's gonna be work that you're gonna be doing, and sometimes there's gonna be some work that you're doing that I have to talk about in other conversations. It's not mean that I will never reference or give you like the accolades for it, but let's just be clear that you do this, I do this, and there's a reason for it. It's different because this guy is actually a joker, but he's running too big for his boots, whatever he said. But I think he needs to understand, one, what the working place is and what the working place is like, how he wants to present himself, because perfectly honest, if he wants to be out there lying, it will go round. And the fact that he was there ratata and having a joke that, oh, I messed up the nose, basically, it will go back to you. And then 3, like, what does he want out of this role? Because if he wants something that's higher, or he wants to, prove himself, and this role doesn't allow it, maybe he needs to go and find something else.
Well,
I'm sorry. Because if you don't feel like you're fulfilled in this role, because people are not giving you the responsibility, but you're not even proving that you can do the responsibility, you're going to be job hopping like a lot of these Gen Zs do. They're working somewhere for 6 months. I'm out because they didn't really appreciate my creative prowess, or they didn't appreciate my skills. What are you doing the job though? Then they hop to another job. To another job.
I feel like a thing that actually is not acknowledged enough.
It's not even Gen Z, but it's just people.
Yeah, I feel like something that's not acknowledged enough about a job is the job is sort of 70% doing the task and 30% how you carry yourself as a professional. And actually you could be doing the task very well, but if people don't want to work with you because you lie or you challenge them, or like some of the things that this person did was in front of both of our bosses.
Oh, that's so bad.
And I'm quite lucky that I don't know if I'd say I was lucky, but when my boss pulled me aside, they weren't annoyed at me, but they were very much like, what are we going to do about that? Yeah. And I was like, that's not what you don't want that. Yeah. This early in your career, this early in your job, people being like, well, what are we going to do about X? Yeah. Like, it's not a good precedent to set. And, or because you want to show everyone that you're proactive. The role doesn't require you being proactive. It doesn't require you going out and making problems. It just do your job. Just do your job. Your job, the way this works is you do your job so that I can do my job, so the writer can do their job, so that the producers can do their job, so the director and the actors have a show at the end to make. And
on their CV and on LinkedIn, they'll write, I'm here to make all these things happen. Like, okay, do that. You do you.
Absolutely, you do that.
But I remember
it involved, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
You are very far away from that.
Oh, 100%.
So if you're the way that you present in here, you act like you're the centre of the show. You are but a small cog.
Exactly.
In the show.
True. And I remember one of my directors saying, this industry is small. When I say this industry is small, the amount of people that I've worked with, adjacent, I've gone to different places and they've followed me too. This industry is so small, and your reputation follows you. That's one thing that I remember him telling me, and it stuck with me. He said your reputation will carry you. You could be good at your job, but like you said, if you've got a bad reputation, it will follow you.
There is no reason for people to be chatting about you in any other context than your work.
Yeah.
If people... Like, I'm a very particular person at work. I was talking to a friend about this, and I was like, really? People I work with don't know anything about me. They don't need to. I come in here, I do my work, I leave. Honestly. Everything they know about me is to do with my work.
Yeah.
Or to do with things that we've discussed at work. You don't need to know where I was born, where I went to school, any of that stuff. That's my business. Where people have enough information about you to be in the kitchen going, whisper about you.
No.
You fucked up.
No.
Why are you talking about me in any other context than work? I'm here to work. And you if that person come to me and said, X had said that you was a bitch, that'd be a different thing.
Yeah.
The thing that they came to tell me was about your work.
And that's the problem.
Why does X know about your work? You don't work with them.
Yeah, and that's really
You've gone out there, open your big mouth, chat, and it's come back to bite you.
Yeah.
I said, listen, at the end of the day, I don't think you're a bad person. Yeah. I feel like you think this is what is required of you to do well in your job. I'm telling you today, I don't need any of that.
No.
So I'm giving you opportunity to reflect on what we've discussed today and go be better.
Yeah.
If in 3 months, for some reason, when we have this catch up again, you are doing the exact same thing,
bye,
then we've got a problem.
Yeah. I'm so sorry.
So really, that's it. I'm not going to tell you anything. I don't want you to get scared that, you're going to fly tomorrow. It's not that. But I've told you this is
warning.
the problem.
Yeah.
So if you hear this now and you decide I'm not going to change any of my behaviour, I'm going to do the exact same thing I was doing, and then in 3 months' time I say to you, we have a problem, or even before the 3 months, because I don't think I could last over 3 months on that, then it is what it is. Yeah. But I'm coming to you as, honestly, as a person who I wish when I was that young in my career, if I'd been bumping
heads with people,
then I wish they had just come to me and said, hey, it's a lot.
Yeah, but calm down, fam.
Calm down.
Yeah.
Rather than, bullying me or making me want to quit my job or X. I don't want to do that. Like, I don't. Like, this is work and I don't care.
Honestly, it's got to be, I've had like some like tense situations with co-workers before. And I remember each time something's happened, I remember always telling them, or in my head being like, it ain't that deep.
Never.
Or I've seen tense situations. I'm like, it ain't that deep. We come to work 9 to 5, and we know it's a bit later, a bit longer. All I come in is to have respect, to do my work, and I respect you, and I expect respect back. This is other situations happen, but it's a simple job. It's a simple thing. It is not that hard.
It's not that complicated.
Honestly,
it's really not that complicated.
Like I said, I don't care about your personal life.
No.
I don't care about like anything as long as the job is done and we work well together as a team. We can have a joke, we can have a laugh, but we get the job done. We know our roles.
I do.
It's really. I feel it because I know you like you said that this is like the first time you've had to have this conversation and I'm managing.
Yeah, I felt very tense, but like it's interesting because it's made me really think about the way that I want to manage someone, and it's just like maybe it's that being black, being African, and the fact that you're like no one really sugarcoats stuff for you at home. You're gonna get it in the ear. I'm gonna give you the opportunity to grow and change, and if you decide not to, it's not really on me. But I'll be down if you leave this job and you say, "Oh, Marnie said it's okay for me to." No, honey.
No.
I did my due diligence.
No.
That person's just a prick.
Yeah.
And it is what it is.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I mean, one of the things we did say at the beginning of this podcast was like we want to give career advice. So if you enjoyed no, because we both work in the industry.
We do both work in the industry.
So if you ever want to have career advice, do put some comments on the YouTube video or send us an email.
Send us an email. I love emails, especially when they're about me.
Of course. And like and comment and subscribe and all those fun
bits and
pieces.
Please. We don't have any lights on in this place that we're recording. It's dark and scary.
Oh, I'm so done.
I mean, it's summertime, so it's not that dark.
Yeah, come on.
Still.
Yeah. Like, I'm actually very grateful that I don't have to keep the light on because it's so warm. I like warmer. No, I don't have to put the lights on because it's
put the heating
bright,
on.
and I don't have to put the heating on, which is
nice.
I
haven't had to top up my heating,
which is
in
nice.
a long time.
That's good. It's
and
nice.
I'm starting to be like, wow, they really, really scammed me in the winter because I didn't really know damn sense.
Oh, when I've seen those bills, I
like no damn sense.
It's like a graph, like a bell curve. It's painful. One thing
I'm going to insulate my entire property in the summer now. Exactly. So they won't catch me next year.
You can't
I'm bound. You're not going to get me now. Next winter, you're not going to get me.
I'm so done.
I'm not paying a penny.
No.
We'll die in this house.
One thing I was going to say, I just remembered that you were right about Beyonce. And the club
it's burning.
It's really hurts because it really burns because last week you were saying Club Renaissance. I'm like really sad. I wish I was there. I watched all the TikToks. I'm telling you, I've watched so many TikToks. I know the routines. I know the cue changes. I know the steps. You know what? Okay.
Conti for news.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my god.
And the thing is, okay, what I talked about Club Renaissance and me not, the Renaissance talk and me not being like that fast about going because it's not my favourite album. But then I saw that in the opening, she really does sing my faves, like the 1+1s and Flaws for All. And that's what I said.
So the drama, the fuss, all the fuss. No, let's get the tickets. I'm not fussing. You could be in Club Renaissance right now.
I said, wait, hold up.
Because there's someone in Club Renaissance right now.
I know. I see all. But no, also, I said months ago, I was like, I only wanted to hear the classics. And yes, okay, she's singing the classics now and I feel bad. But that being said, I still can't pay for a holiday to go to Club Renaissance. I'm so sorry. I watch it free of charge in my TikTok. I feel really bad because the angles are all over the place. And there's someone in the background singing the song so loud, but
Because in the stages of grief, you're like a step behind me. Because I'm now accepting. I really am like, do you know what? It is what it is. I've seen the TikToks. I feel like I've been there. Because one thing I will say about Club Renaissance, my big con,
is it,
why are there not enough dancers? I want that stage to be filled. Like at Coachella.
Yeah,
there just isn't. It looks empty, but it doesn't. I just feel like, oh, that's a really small dance troupe.
Well, I think what I was watching, and another TikTok I was watching about what was the highest grossing tours so far this year between like Harry Styles, Taylor Swift, and Beyonce. And Beyonce is the third of the three. So like Harry Styles is like making like 500 million in terms of revenue, and Beyonce is making half of that. And that's because most of her production is quite pricey. Like the massive halls, tanks. You got the robots. Doing dance moves with her. Like I don't understand. You know,
it's very crazy.
So it's a lot of going on. Plus all the dances, and I know that the dancers like, oh, it feels like not that many, but when you compare it to like Taylor Swift, I saw there was 5 backing dancers behind her. So
no one's going to Taylor Swift to see dances.
Yeah, no, that's true. It's with the music, but like I think that's probably why it's not as big. When it cost of living crisis,
sell the tank.
The tank.
Who needs the tank?
The worst thing is the tank is only there for probably one song.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. Sell the tank. Bring on 50 more dancers.
But I think. Yeah, I feel sad. I would have happily done the nosebleed seats. And I know you don't like the nosebleeds.
I mean, someone did a TikTok from the nosebleed seats. And when they zoomed out, I said, absolutely not. I don't have the eyesight for it. I won't be able to see a damn thing.
The screens are massive.
I want to be
in the conference.
Grind.
Wait a minute.
America has a problem. That's what I want to be doing. I know, but and there's no space to do that. You'll see.
No, but I will say that one of the reasons, and I have to rate the staging and also like even the crowd control, because the Club Renaissance part and even at the back of where this standing are, there's a lot of space, and I think that's probably there for a reason, because you don't want to have like Astro World tragedy, what happened with Travis, like you want to really avoid, and Asake, you want to avoid all of that. So I think that's why. I mean, don't get me wrong, the tickets, there were lots of tickets, but you could probably feel another 20% more people in there if you want to pack it, but we don't have no definite.
She's doing the right thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ultimately.
So I'm so sorry that you can't go to Club Renaissance.
Just like, do you know what is the most heartbreaking thing?
Yeah.
That the dance, like she has like ballroom dancers.
Does she?
Yeah, have you seen the video of the person who comes out with the fan and then they do their voguing and then they drop into
that one, yeah.
That's Honey Balenciaga from the House of Balenciaga. Like she has actual ballroom people from the ballroom.
Oh, sorry,
team,
you mean
not
ballroom? Sorry, I was like, who's the ballroom dancers that was from like
voguing?
Yeah, okay,
ballroom.
Okay.
So actual dancers that I recognise that I'm like, oh my god, I could have seen Honey, and now I'm just out of them.
I'm so sorry.
Screaming. If there was ever a Beyonce tour that I think would have just ticked all of my boxes, it's this one.
It would have been.
And I'm sitting in my house. Now I'm going to go to the next one and be like, this is
because you know she's going to do country next. So you're like, I don't want to listen to country music.
No!
And then you know that the Renaissance part will be like so small. And there'll be some people coming in like glittery silver hats and be like, no fam.
I mean, a part of me
the era's like, moved.
I think I would have actually been in a foul mood if I went to... I would have been like so... hyped that I probably would have gone to a fight at that concert.
Maybe. I'm worried about London because
like, the amount of silver hats and silver trousers.
There's a lot going on. Yeah.
Be original.
What would you?
That's what that album is about.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what would you have dressed up as?
Sorry, can I just say what my favorite? This is going to what my
okay. Go on.
My favorite look.
Yeah.
So my two favorite looks from Beyonce's costumes is the bee.
The bee outfit.
Love it.
Okay.
And the bodysuit with the hands.
That's the hat. That's my favorite. That's my favorite.
When I saw his head, I kept on being like, "Is that her head?"
No.
And I was like, "No, but your hands are moving." I was like, "What is happening?" That look is sickening.
Also, I've seen the GIRLies really emulate it. I saw one guy buy a whole bodysuit,
mapped
to the hat. Yeah. We just and it looked good. And it did. And there's like paint in the hands. I was like, wow, you know.
I'm not gonna lie. I would not have had the genius to think of that.
No, true.
I would have worn. I wouldn't have done silver.
No.
I feel like everyone's going, futurism is silver, and no. I would have done something. This is a reference for next week, so maybe cut it out, but you know when Chelsea wore that belt? I would have come in the most impractical outfit. Everyone would be like, what?
Where she tries to bend down. We're gonna talk about it next week when we're reviewing Selling Sunset. Spoilers alert.
That woman is ridiculous.
Yeah, when she's trying to bend with that diesel belt, like I just didn't think about how I'm gonna sit in it, and her legs are flying all over the gap.
And then the next day, she's just wearing a floral bra to the office. I said, what?
No, I don't know. I was in my head. I was thinking the wardrobe budget,
The looks.
No, who are?
Specifically, Chelsea, because she's just like, oh, I'm good. She's the Christine.
Yeah, she is trying to be the. Sorry, we'll talk about this next week.
Next week.
Yeah.
We haven't even got to pop culture.
No, we haven't. No, but okay.
What would you have worn?
I'm with you. I wouldn't wear the silver because when it comes to fashion, and I think we talked about this before, I definitely try to look at the future use. Like I want multiple wears.
Right. But so, this is a once in a lifetime.
I know it's a once in a I know, but I want to be able to.
Experience.
I feel like it'd be like netted, like a type of net type of thing. With
one of those Jamaican vests.
Yeah, it's really like a black. No, it'd be like black, like glittery, like, but not too glittery because I don't want glitter goes everywhere. But with netted, with a long dress. I feel like it's giving me very much what's her face from the Met Gala.
I think Met Gala is. I think going as big as you would for Met Gala
that's the look.
Is the
but
right.
Also, it needs to be practical. I want to be able to dance with. Okay, it'll be a black dress, like a black little singlet dress. On top of that, a slip. Sorry, over that with a glittery netted, also all the way down with black Tims. My hair is going to be all over the gap.
Oh, she's ready to fight.
No,
she's like, wear my Tims.
No, because
I'm walked up on a bit.
That being said, because I'm stuck. Well, I'm no.
My practical outfit.
I'm in 101. I mean, I'm not going to be. I'm not standing. I'm going to be in the 101 section, not the nosebleeds. So I can get a good enough view, but I can also see when I want to. When I don't remember all the songs. So you know.
My practical outfit is tassels.
Okay.
Tassel jacket. Tassel little shorts.
I'm finished.
And then.
Shorts.
The chunkiest, the most impractical little booties.
No, I see.
And I'll just be, and then I'll have a teeny tiny bag.
Yeah, the small bag for everything.
No, literally.
Oh, you're going to do like a Lizzo. Remember Lizzo when she came with the smallest bag? And it was so done. Where are you carrying your phone? Where are you carrying your portable charger? Where are you carrying your water? Where are you carrying your store because you have to sit and wait?
Oh, I'll bring a little...
The girls tell you the tips.
Servant.
I'm so finished.
To be carrying my things.
I'm so finished.
Tonight I am bougie.
Yeah,
I have a tiny bag.
I'm coming with like half practical, half a bit different, but it's still safe for me. That's how I want to go.
No, I think that seems like a practical outfit. I'm trying to break my ankles tonight, apparently.
As someone I've broken my foot last year, I don't want to do it again this year. So we're going to be very practical, very safe.
If I was actually going, I would not be prepared currently to go because I would need to do like a good month of cardio.
I'm so done.
Because it's not that day I'm going to get there and suddenly, ow, my knee. No. I'll be running the treadmill in those heels. You're not going to get me. Get ready. So when I get there, I could be one of the dancers. No, do you see people are also getting upgraded?
Yes. Oh my god. But I think those seats are not that great, the VIP seats, because apparently they so there were people that have been upgraded from like some of them in the nosebleed seats and getting upgraded, but those seats, the VIP ones, it's like on the side, and she just continuously walks past them. And so she doesn't really go and interact.
Yeah, I don't even know why they sold those tickets.
It's not the best seats, and that's probably why. Because people are like, if you actually think about it, the Club Renaissance, the dome part, I'll put a photo in the video.
Is exactly where she's performing.
For a good chunk of it. Let's just say, even if it's not for every song, it's bank assured that she's going to be there at one point singing right in that circle and making a moment of it. Yep. So, yeah, that's where I would want to be, like either on the sides or around the circle. But
even before we knew how powerful Club Renaissance was going to be, I said there's no way that you're naming a circle of seats Club Renaissance and they're not the best seats in the house.
True. That's true.
They're not the seats they're standing.
But the VIP ones are more expensive, like $2,000.
Yeah, but they were called Gold Club. I don't want to be in there. That's not even a reference to any of the songs.
Do you know what it was going to be? Was in the accessibility area. So last year when we went to All Points East and my foot was broken, at one point I was contemplating whether to go to accessibility.
They had
offered me to go and sit in the accessibility section because my feet was aching. I walked 30,000 steps on a broken foot. That was a bad idea. But it was just like a little like raft. It wasn't bad.
Yeah.
It just wasn't great.
Yeah, it was like 2 tiers, wasn't there? And slightly higher seats,
Yeah.
but no, I didn't feel like enough seating.
No.
Like, were there only 12 people there?
Yeah, true.
Like, what a weird. Surely that's not enough seats. And like, equally, most people who have accessibility needs have probably come with a carer or someone.
And they need that person there as well.
Yeah, so really, 6 people.
Yeah.
Plus their carers, which is 12. It was weird.
Yeah, it was odd. But yeah. We'll see. I mean, I've had, well, actually, the London dates are like this week.
Yeah. Someone in my office is going, and I'm tempted to give him money so that he can get me merch.
Oh, yeah, okay, that's a good idea.
And that will be...
Yeah.
But they also, like, just get resale tickets. I was like, but isn't that going to be so much more expensive?
I don't think that's that expensive.
But also it doesn't defeat the point that I want to be in Club Renaissance, and Club Renaissance is already expensive.
I think you need to probably give up the Club Renaissance stream.
I will never give it up.
Because
you just remind me, I need to text my Connect and be like, so what's the deal?
Your Connect? What is this?
I told you I had a Connect. I told you I'm getting to that concert by Hell or High Water. And I need to check with my Connect if they've done what they need to do to get us there.
Okay, so there's a chance that you could go. So maybe by next week's recording... Well, no, maybe not.
Lads and ladles, lower your expectations.
Yeah, maybe sometime this month or next month. Sorry, it's next month. She's
on tour all year, right? How long is she on tour
for? Let me check. She's doing Europe for this half of the year, and then she's doing America. I think you should just go to the States.
Yeah, I'm genuinely contemplating it because
you were shouting at me last time, like, what? I can't go.
No, because obviously that's so much more expensive than me just paying the $450 now.
But I said make it a holiday. Go to New York.
But I still would have to pay the $450 when I got there. Because I still want to be in Club Renaissance. This doesn't solve my problems at all.
So I'm trying to see where I can find the tour date. Okay. Okay, can you show me where the date? Okay. London. So London is from next. Okay.
It's this week. Yeah.
This week. No, next week.
Yeah, the week coming.
Yeah. And then she's in Europe for most of June. Oh wait, no. She's in Europe for most of June, so she finished up in Poland at the end of June. Then she hits Toronto, Canada in July.
Maybe I'll go Poland. What's Poland saying?
I think they're probably packed. Is end of June.
Please.
June 27th from
You
June.
saw a Sweden show.
Oh yeah, I'm so sorry, dead. I'm dead. That's when I saw the responses from the Sweden show. It reminded me when I went to go and see her years ago, and this was. Yeah, I was in the nosebleed seats. And there's a point where everyone was seated and I'm standing there singing 1 + 1 is 2. So, and I was by myself, because also my sister, she was having a bit of a headache, so she was seated. But it was just me. Have you seen that TikTok where the guy is literally just going at it?
Yeah.
I was there really going at it and going like, I feel that moment with you. And everyone was just seated and I was like, raw.
It's boring.
But when it got the upbeat moments, everyone was there. Everyone was dancing and it was a good time.
Okay, because there's also TikToks going around of people being like, I was at the concert and
I left.
No, people afterwards there were people who were like, this is the worst concert I've ever been to. She only played music from Renaissance. Like, yeah, do you not know what a tour is? Like, if an artist releases an album and then goes on tour, best believe you're going to hear songs from that album.
Yeah.
Get to know.
Come on.
Fake fans.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, you should have to, when you buy the tickets, recite the lyrics. To at least one of the songs off Renaissance before you can get your ticket.
I'm so
because a lot of people wouldn't have made it past the gate.
You have to sing the whole of, is it Honey? Where she's like,
sorry, what is this song?
I wouldn't get the tickets.
Yeah, you're not coming.
What's the song where it's like she's got all the mics coming at her and then she's like singing and she's basically rapping 10 10 10s across the board?
No, it's not Honey.
What's the song of that song again?
Yeah.
I don't know what that song is, but anyway, you have to do that song. And what? Yeah. She's touring Europe until the end of June, and then North America from July to September.
Okay,
so you've still got time. And then the resales. Yeah. Let me see. I don't know what. We'll need to move on.
Yeah.
Because we haven't even got to pop culture.
Maybe I'm not at acceptance. Maybe I'm at denial.
Yeah, sorry, because I moved you back. Because I was there going, oh, I feel sad now.
I don't know. I was talking to my sister about it. She was like, Marnie, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. I was like, you're right. You're right.
Oh my gosh.
But, you know.
Let me just see. The Tottenham Hotspur.
Is there any nosebleed seats left? At this point, maybe I'll just have to accept that I'm not going to be in company. No, I can't.
I think you may have to accept. If you want to be... Look, you know, if it's London, it's going to be live.
Well, I know it's going to be live.
£133.
Hey, for the nosebleeds?
Yeah, they are 503. Oh, it's not even 400s. They don't even indicate where it is on the thing. 133 per ticket, 147, 142, 150. So basically £150 for like 500s, level 500s. There's level 400, level 300, level 200. Okay, it's now hitting it. Okay. There's no Club Renaissance. I think floor 190.
Ooh.
Okay, that's not bad. If that's your budget. General admission pitch 196.
Why is it? No, this is not.
This is Viago. This is not.
But that's interesting though, because if you don't.
But also, I don't know if I trust the site. But yeah.
Like they say general admission, but it is actually Club Renaissance.
I don't. Yeah, you try and jump over that Club Renaissance as they carried Beyonce's mum over that barrier.
I was like, what?
That's funny. Do you know what's also funny was the Julius one, or the security guard. Have you seen that one where the security guard is standing there, and the girlies who are in the front row goes, Julius, who's like Beyonce's hot security guy, and he just puts his hand on his, like he's got his earpiece, and then he just kind of like starts talking, and Beyonce hears them say Julius, and she turns to them, cuts her eyes, and goes to the other side. Because how dare you come to a Beyonce show and you're shouting at my hot security guard.
Hot security guard. Like, what?
Yeah, but people were saying that she was annoyed because Julius didn't even say hello. He was just like, he didn't like just be like, hi guys.
Yeah, he's not playing the game.
No.
Julius. God, Julia.
You know. But yeah, I'm sorry for bringing you back from acceptance to denial. Listen, or anger.
This is all. I'm Schrodinger's cat right now. I either am going to a Renaissance or I'm not going to a Renaissance. That's still an opportunity.
Yeah.
And it will be an opportunity until September.
I'll be honest, I think once the London dates happen, I think I'm going to have to like let it go.
I don't know.
If I could get cheap tickets for...
You could get to Poland for like £30.
I don't want to go to... But I think London's going to be live.
I don't want to go to Poland either.
I don't want to go to Poland. I want to go to like a live audience. But I do think since Stockholm, everyone stepped up the game. So I think...
That's true.
Belgium came in.
And Beyonce said best night so far.
But I do think it was good that she went to Stockholm first for her like warm up. Like you warm up somewhere.
That would not warm me up. That's a cool down. I would come from that and be like, well, the tour is gone.
No, she could be like, let me just try out my little riffs and my little, you know.
I'd be like, don't book me here again.
No. Yeah, I'll be honest, Stockholm, you may not see Beyonce ever again.
For?
You may never see her again. You may never see her again.
You've come here and you're sitting here like in a work meeting.
Yeah. Because I think that's what
happens. I get more lit in a work meeting than they was lit. Like, what? What is happening?
True. Oh. Anyway, should we go to pop culture news?
We are almost an hour into the pod and we haven't even started pop culture news, so let's get to it. So, first things first in pop culture news, the BAFTAs, TV BAFTAs specifically, happened. Did you watch?
No, I don't watch these award shows.
Oh,
sorry. Sorry.
I have a life.
No, I don't.
Dumb bitch.
I'll be honest, I watch the highlights, and if it's a British award show, I'll be honest, it's less likely. Unless it's something that I'm like working on. So I had worked on a couple of like award shows for like campaigns and stuff.
Flex?
No, I mean through my job. Through my job, we had to be very much reliant on the awards. Hence, I had to watch the show live to know who won. I
like to watch them live.
Oh, do you?
But I will not go back and watch them if I've missed them. And I missed this one.
Yeah,
so I can't even watch the highlights because I'm like, no, this is weird now. Really?
Oh, I saw the people that I wanted to win. Everyone else, congratulations.
So who were the big winners of the night?
So we had, I'm not going to run them down. Female performance in the comedy program was Siobhan McSweeney from Derry Girls, which I think was well deserved. The nun, if you watch Derry Girls.
Yes.
Yeah.
All the teachers' nuns in that show.
No. Yeah. But the main nun. The main nun that everyone knows. The disapproving nun. The traitors won. The traitors are out there. I'm telling you, I was speaking to an exec and he was saying he was getting a lot of pitches. And
I'm just traitors there.
Honestly, traitors adjacent. Traitors adjacent.
Walked so the traitors could run.
It's actually, interesting.
If I was at uni, again, I would do my thesis on the mole.
Oh my god.
And the subsequent spin-off, The Traitors. And what it is, the average viewer's appetite for watching people screw each other over.
True.
We love to see it.
I can't wait for series 2 of them all, so you can all, unknown the next season of The Traitors.
I really hope it doesn't, jump the shark where, people are now aware of the show, so they start acting up. No.
Yeah, maybe.
I want the sweethearts to be sweethearts. I want the flops to be flops, and I want the winner to win.
But I think because it was a bit obscured, and also because of The Traitors, I think they'll be able to make some twists and turns that it will still feel fresh. So
and they need to figure out the voting bit because that bit was question mark.
And it was a bit dry.
Sit around. Although when it got to the part where the people were like, it's time to vote, I just want to say, I think it's you. And I think I was like, oh my god, this is not what this dinner is for.
But you know what? I'm living for it.
We're just supposed to be eating. Why are you doing this, Joy? Joy.
It's so sad that Joy, Dawn became the big name of the show.
Should have been Joy.
Should have been Joy.
She should have been in
She should have come to Perfect Match. Yeah, she should have gone to Perfect Match.
No, she's happily married and the same person. She doesn't want to be on the match. I don't know why he was on Perfect Match either.
No. He was looking for what's her name, Francesca. The tears. We can't forget
played every single one.
Honestly. Isn't she engaged?
Is she?
Yeah.
To someone else who was on the show?
No. A guy.
Come on now.
A guy. Because there was a lot of theories. People were like, oh, I don't know if you said it, that she was just... She likes women. Yeah, she likes women. But no, she's engaged to a man. Winner of short form program is How to Be a Person on E4. Didn't watch. Specialist Factual is Russia 1985 to 1999.
Oh, I saw
Trauma
that
Zone.
on iPlayer. And because I am a massive nerd, it's in my added programs.
Will you watch it though?
I will.
Oh, okay. Because I've got a ton of stuff in my Netflix my list, and I
slowly work my way through.
Really, it has to be that I've watched all the newest things that I'm keen to watch when I go back. Or I've heard that it's going to come off the service, so I'm going to have to watch it.
My list is more about, I scroll through it and I see what I'm in the mood for, and that's when I decide to watch it. Stuff on there has been there for 12 Years a Slave has been there for ages.
Same.
I don't think I'm ever going to watch that.
I've watched it on the plane, crying like a baby.
I just don't think I can watch it. I'm just not in the mood.
If I really want to put myself with trauma...
When racism is annihilated, I will watch 12 Years a Slave.
So basically that's
But as long as I can encounter racism in the street, I don't want to watch 2 hours worth of racism. No. I'm good, thank you.
Because 12 Years a Slave, it's 12 hours a slave in most days anyway, so...
Exactly, so I'm good, thank you. But I also don't want to see that, I don't want to see... certain people doing a good job of playing a slave owner because it will affect how I see them going forward.
That's true, but also a good chunk of them are actually slave owners in real life. Cumberbatch. Allegedly. Moving on. Winner of daytime is The Repair Shop, A Royal Visit.
They're obsessed with The Repair Shop.
I don't even know what that is. I don't know what that is.
It's a show where you take something that is in your house that's like, oh, my granddad bought this massive grandfather clock, but it don't work no more. And then they restore it, and so it's like you have a family heirloom now that's works and it's beautiful.
So it's basically Antique Roadshow before,
but with your own shit.
Okay, great.
And you get to keep it.
Fab.
You don't sell it. You don't make any money.
What I would do is I'll go on The Repair Shop, realise I'm on a winner, and then I'll go to Antique Roadshow and make a killing.
That's messed up.
Why not?
They do heartwarming stories. You're basically saying, I'm going to tell her some stories so I can get this fit out of here. I'm selling it.
My ancestors would have wanted me to do it.
These are medals that my dad won. He was in the Olympics. Yeah, and he's post.
Oh, God.
Then they fix it up and I'm like, psych, he's still alive and I'm selling this.
Oh, God.
That's dark.
Oh, that is dark. Okay. Best sport, UEFA Women's Euro 2022.
Best sports program or best sport in general?
Best sport. Because other people in the contention, it was Birmingham 2022 Commonwealth Games, and the other one was Wimbledon. So
sports program,
sports program or sports coverage.
Yeah, just sport.
Women's Euro 2020.
Yeah, listen, women playing football is the best sport.
Yeah, it should be. Male performance was Lenny Rush for Am I Being Unreasonable?
In a comedy?
In the comedy program, yeah.
Can you be specific?
Oh, sorry. Male performance in the comedy program was Lenny Rush.
Absolutely deserved.
Am I Being Unreasonable?
It's brilliant.
I'm trying to think. Your beloved Joel Gilgun didn't win from Brassic.
Lenny deserves it.
Okay.
Watch Am I Being Unreasonable and tell me that kid does not deserve it.
I do need to watch it. Best entertainment program was The Masked Singer. Best supporting actress. What else is there to say? Everyone who's been on this Anti-Deck Saturday Night Takeaway. Later with Jules Holland, which I still can't believe it exists.
Was still on, yeah.
And that's what we said when we were going through it.
I mean, I haven't seen it in years.
But we don't have, yeah. And the last one was Strictly Come Dancing. No, it's every year he's on.
Yeah, but it's also, to me, Jules Holland is always on at New Year's.
Yeah, I don't, yeah.
I didn't even know it was on during the year.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And what we're just like, congratulations, it's New Year's, who's Jules Holland?
The BAFTA voters are watching, that's what's happening.
Yeah, they're loving it.
Yeah.
What's up with Strictly Come?
Strictly Come Dancing. Yeah.
I mean, I would have probably given it to Strictly.
It's over there. R.I.P. Len Goodman.
But Masked Singer does have the element of
surprise.
People going, who's that behind the wall?
Like, oh my god, I can't believe it was you. I'm like,
it's Lulu.
Yeah, who? That would be my response for majority of this.
Although, like I said, the last win was Charlie from Busted,
yeah,
and I guessed that it was Charlie from Busted from the beginning, and so
you
I'm very happy.
You did.
I was right, but it also tells you that I watched the whole damn series, which is
so maybe it was deserved. Best supporting actress was Annie.
In what?
It's just best supporting actress.
Oh my god.
Is Anne-Marie Duff in...
Anne-Marie Duff.
Anne-Marie.
Anne-Mary. You know Anne-Marie Duff used to be married to James McAvoy?
Oh yeah, she was. Best current affairs is Children of the Taliban.
Okay.
Best news coverage was Channel 4 Live in Kiev. Best single drama is I Am Ruth.
Yep, Channel 4.
Channel 4.
Kate Winslet.
Yeah.
And her daughter.
Best international. Now this was a very contentious because it was the one that we've watched majority of the shows on the list.
And Io and Eben came all the way from America.
For the bear.
For the bear.
Oh, they did because we did, yeah.
But who won?
Dharma. Monster.
What the damn hell?
Dharma story.
Are you out of your mind? No one's ever going to remember that show in years to come.
The White Lotus was... Yeah.
We're always going to talk about White Lotus.
Yeah. Yeah, that was... I mean, it definitely gripped the nation at that point.
BAFTA is unwell.
Best features was...
Because I also feel like they gave a BAFTA to the O.J. Simpson show as well.
Yeah.
They love Ryan Murphy.
Yeah.
Yawn.
Yeah.
Yawn.
Best features was Joe Lycett versus Beckham Got Your Back on Channel 4. Channel 4 is really going out for it, you know. Doing well.
They need it.
Yeah.
They need it. They should have won every award,
yeah, they
award
should,
so we don't lose Channel 4.
Best miniseries. Now this was a shocker, but I'm very happy for her. Mood.
Who else?
Yeah. So other people, other shows in contention was A Spy Among Friends, The Thief, His Wife, and the Canoe, and This Is Going to Her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now what is going on here? Listen. We have to support our brothers and sisters.
Yeah, yeah.
So, congratulations to Nicole Lecky.
Yeah,
that being said, I know you're lying.
Yeah.
I know you're lying. But do you know what? Go off. Go off, sis. It's not your fault they chose you. You better take the award.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, I think that she would have been... It was a high contention. I think there was a chance that she was going to win. I do really would love to rewind back to when we went through the BAFTA noms and then saw what I actually did say. But maybe I threw it for This Is Going to Her because I only watched the 2.
I might have to go back and watch Mood because apparently...
I can't watch Mood again.
It was better than I remembered.
Apparently. No, I can't.
Better than I remember, apparently.
I can't rewatch Mood. It was alright. Best factual series is Libby, Are You Home Yet? On Sky Crime. Best single documentary was The Real Mo Farah.
Yeah. Best
comedy entertainment program was Friday Night Live. Best soap and continuing drama.
God, who did it go to?
Marnie's actually crossing her fingers. It was between Casualty, EastEnders, and Emmerdale.
Oh my god!
The winner was Casualty.
What the fuck?
You care more about this than any of the other categories. Can't believe that.
I'm gagged. I am gooped and gagged.
I'm actually finished.
No, that's messed up. What the hell are they even... Who watches Casualty, first of all?
I know. I think it's finished, though. No, it's not Casualty. Hobby City finished. Hobby City, yeah. They wrapped that one out.
Flabbergasted.
They wrapped that one out.
They had a great Christmas set this year.
Yeah.
Give it to Senders.
Maybe next year. I mean, how many BAFTAs have these guys gonna have anyway?
It's important.
Yeah, but...
It changes every year.
I'm so finished. Best Entertainment Performance went to Claudia Winkleman for The Traitors. Best Supporting Actor went to Adil Akhtar for Sherwood. Best Drama
Sherwood.
Oh, that's so African. That's so wrong at the same time. Best Drama Series went to Bad Sisters, which I feel like...
Who else was in contention?
It was also The Responder, Sherwood, and Somewhere Boy. Shows that I've not watched yet.
Somewhere Boy's fine.
Yeah. Best Scripted Comedy was Derry Girls. I think that's a great show.
Yeah.
That being said, Am I Being Unreasonable was also in the same category.
Listen, it's the last season of Derry Girls, we know.
Yeah.
But we like to celebrate a show when it's on its way out. So.
You're gonna love this. Best Leading Actor went to Ben Whishaw for This Is Going to Hurt.
Sorry,
I
would just like to take a moment, guys.
You did say that he was gonna win.
I can't believe this. This is huge. I'd just like to thank me.
Okay, we're done.
And I'd like to thank Ben Whishaw for... I'm trying not to cry.
We're done. Absolutely done.
I love him so much. I really do.
And I'm very happy for him. I think he's great.
I love Ben Whishaw. I don't know why. I just think he's a really special person.
Best Leading Actress was Kate Winslet for I Am Ruth. Also in the running was also Billie Piper for I Hate Susie 2.
Rip.
Yeah. And then the Best P&O Cruises Memorable Moment. Boy, can you put some advertising there. Product placement, if I could put that.
Oh, yeah, they really wanted us to know that P&O Cruises were sponsoring the BAFTA.
Oh, yeah.
Which, what?
I know. What?
Is the idea in that scenario that people watching the BAFTAs would be like, oh, do you know what? I will go on a P&O cruise.
Maybe or maybe they'll throw you a P&O cruise if you're a winner. Why not? Please. All the winners go on a cruise. The winning moment.
No, don't tell me the winner yet. What are the moments?
So the moments were Derry Girls, the finale. So the people of Northern Ireland vote overwhelmingly for peace, which I thought was a very moving moment. Heartstopper, when Nick and Charlie have their first kiss. Platinum Jubilee, Party at the Palace. Paddington meets the Queen.
But they didn't do the funeral. That's messed up.
I don't know.
That was a memorable moment.
It was a funeral part of the voting period.
When did Paddington meet the Queen? Yeah, the Golden Jubilee, that was a full year ago.
No, that was in the summer.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, God, right, it's almost a year ago, yeah. Stranger Things, Max is rescued from the demonic Vecna by playing her favourite song, Kate Bush Running Up That Hill. Sir Mo Farah reveals he was illegally trafficked to the UK. Bruh.
Yeah, watch the documentary.
Bruh. Okay, I need to watch it. And then The Traitors, the final roundtable.
It should have been The Traitors. I'm so sorry. What are you talking about?
So who do you think actually won?
I think it's The Traitors. It has to be The Traitors.
Okay, so the winner was the Platinum Jubilee, Party at the Palace, Paddington meets the Queen.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, it's a pissy vote because the Queen isn't even here to pick up the award.
And let's be real. You've only given it to her because you're scared. Be for real. Nobody watched that.
No, I'm sorry.
Did you watch Paddington go to visit the Queen?
I didn't even watch a party, so I don't know what they're talking about.
But you know what we all did?
We watched a funeral. All we did was watch a funeral. Some of us did.
Next.
Okay. I mean, overall...
Honestly sounds like boring.
It's something dry.
It's not been a very exciting year for TV.
It wasn't an exciting year when we went through the nominations anyway, so I wasn't like massively blown away by the winners. But
congratulations to all of you.
100%.
With that said, congratulations.
Yeah, we're really happy for you. I'm looking forward to. I'll be honest. Let's just wait and see what's coming up this coming year because, yeah, we need some spice. I'm looking also the international category. We need more. I'm looking forward to seeing what that big show will be.
As Brittany says, gimme more.
Give me more.
Give me more. Give me more.
All right. Well, moving from give me more to give me less.
No, it is actually give me more.
Yeah, it's actually, yeah.
The writers are in fact saying give me more. Give me more.
And at the moment, they're giving them less. So there's currently a writer's strike.
Here's an explainer for those of you that don't know anything about the industry. So, in America and in the UK, writers belong to a guild, which is basically a union. The Writers Guild in America is made up of Writers Guild of America East, Writers Guild of America West. They recently voted on strike action to protest against the... So, a little bit more information. With writers, you get paid a fee when you write a show. You get paid a fee if you're an exec producer.
Yeah.
And you get paid a fee when you're on the first day of principal photography, which is when your episode shoots.
Yeah.
Then, once your show is completely made and it is airing, it belongs to the channel.
Yeah.
But every time the channel decides to put on your show, you get a check, which is, I don't know, like 10% of what your fee is.
Like a residue?
It's called a residual.
Residual, sorry.
Yes. Residuals can be writers' bread and butter.
Yeah.
If you've written on enough shows, especially in America where some writers have roles as staff writers, so they're employed by a network or a production company, and their role is just to work on shows that company makes, you are maybe coming home to a nice chunky wad of cash every month.
Yeah.
Just of them re-airing episodes of shows that you've already written.
So that's why when shows go into syndication, like The Friends or the Seinfelds of the world, these people are making bank.
Bank.
Yeah.
Every single channel that's bought it has paid for it as well, so they've probably got a check for that.
Also
as
globally.
well as the check that's going out when their episodes go out.
Yeah.
But with streamers, they do not get residuals. So if you're a writer who's worked on a streaming show, you get paid your fee. You might get your principal photography fee and your exec producer fee if you are an exec. Not all writers are execs on the shows that they write, especially not if you're an episode writer. That's it.
Yeah.
So the streamer can continue to air your show, which they do.
Because it's not forever, basically.
They can continue to make money off your show if your show's bringing in new subscribers, but you will never see another penny for that show. And since residuals are a good way for writers to make money in between work, it is scary to work on a show where you're not going to see any residuals. And also, what then is the
incentive?
Incentive, exactly.
Yeah.
The other problem is that on streaming shows, they often have writers' rooms. A writers' room, for anyone who doesn't know, is once a show's been picked up, say there's 10 episodes, it's very rare that one person... Well, nowadays it's quite rare for one person to come up with the ideas for 10 episodes, or in the old American system, 24 episodes in the season, all out of their own head. So you get a bunch of other writers in the room, and some of them will go on to write an episode, some of them will just contribute ideas. And some rooms can last from 2 weeks to 10, depending on what kind of series it is. And when you're in the room, you get paid a fee. And America used to have quite a specific working calendar for writers, which is September, the period before September, I guess. So from now until September is September on to October is pilot season. Yeah. So writers would definitely be in rooms working on stuff in the month before that to get stuff ready for pilot season. Yeah. Because what pilot season is where a bunch of new shows get piloted, which means they have one episode come out or a couple of episodes come out. And if they're successful, then they get a series order. Yeah. And so you would have writers in the room banging out episodes as the show is also filming. With the pivot towards streaming, there are less writers' rooms, and basically pilot season is all year round.
Yeah, because also a lot of these streamers, they just do full season series orders.
Yeah.
It's very rare that you need to have a pilot episode. And then secondly of all, a lot of these streamers, they drop the full series all at once. So actually, you need to have your show written, created, produced, filmed, shot, marketed, all before it all goes on the streaming platform. Yeah.
So then the likelihood is you run smaller writers' rooms, which means people aren't getting paid as much because it's not going for as long as it would usually go. And people's fees are lower as well.
Yeah.
And so people aren't making as much money from the quote-unquote pilot season as they used to before. So actually, the writers are striking because they feel like writing is not as lucrative when you're writing for a streamer. So they are not writing, which means several productions are halted, because one thing that a lot of people always forget is that you don't just write your scripts, hand them over, and then dip. You are sometimes on set doing rewrites, or you're doing rewrites all the way up until your episode is shooting.
Yeah.
So it is an ongoing job. And a lot of writers who are staff writers who are contracted can't go and work on anything else.
Yeah.
So if I'm contracted to this show and you are already not paying me enough money, I don't have means to make more money. Yeah. In the UK, it's less like that. Like, you're not contracted to a show. So you could absolutely have a greenlit show, and a greenlit show is a show that's is in production, and also be working on 3, 4, 5 other shows if you want, if you've got the capacity for it. In America, you don't often have that.
Yeah.
So they're striking to say the streamers have to basically improve their rates, because it's not on.
Yeah. Also, there's also other terms that have been listed in the agreement that WGA proposed, which includes the use of AI in writing, because with the rise of things like ChatGPT, writing is different. And yeah, I've not read too much into that part, but I remember that being one of the big things that was in the news of, like, you know, there's this almost like proposal of a limitation of how much AI is used, even though we're in a world where more and more AI is being used throughout so many different industries, and I don't think it's going to be immune to our industry.
So interestingly, the AI topic is the reason why the Screen Actors Guild, which is basically the equivalent of the WGA for actors in America, is now also striking.
That's so interesting. Oh, but because of the AI use of their face and their likeness,
and also, you know, in solidarity with the writers, because without writers, we still wouldn't have shows, and the actors feel just as uncomfortable as writers do about this idea of, like, oh, in a couple of years we won't need writers, we won't need actors, we can just get AI to write the scripts and then get AI to animate the faces, as if people can't tell.
Yeah, come on.
But so now SAG is striking.
Wow. So is it one of those things where SAG will strike as long as WGA strikes?
Yeah, basically, I think. Yeah. And one thing to note about the WGA, and I guess SAG as well, is you pay a portion of your dues to the union.
Yeah.
So the union actually has funds, and they have said that they have enough money to pay their writers for 5 months. And this is an organisation of 11,000.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And I mean, when they say they have enough money to pay them, I wonder what they mean by paying them. Like, is that
like
minimum
wage? Yeah, some sort of wage.
Okay. Yeah. Also, we underestimate how much or how valuable writers are, not just in, like, the scripted world, which I think a lot of people assume, and if they remember, harken back to the last Writers Guild of America strike in, like, 2007, loads of shows got cancelled or finished very early. I always go back to Girlfriends, because I remember watching Girlfriends during the pandemic and watching that final episode and going, this is not supposed to be the finale, but knowing the context was because of the strike.
There was a lot of shows that, like, as well, they're like head writers or they're more senior writers striked, but, like, they got writers' assistants to write the show. And if you go back and watch the episodes, you can definitely tell
the dip in quality. Yeah. We forget how valuable and where writers are used. So stuff like live TV shows, the live late night shows, the late night circuit, like the Jimmy Fallons or the Late Late Show, or, you know, all these other late night shows that you think, oh, it's just a comedian, it's just a host. No, there's a writers team behind that person who is writing for them. So a lot of, like, these big talk show hosts, for instance, have, like, come out and said, okay, we stand in solidarity with the WGA. We are going to pay for our writers and pay for our staff during this period, for the duration of the strike. Mind you, no one knows when this strike is over. So this could go on for months, like the previous one, when I think it went out for 4 or 5 months.
Yeah.
This, like, only recently now, Jimmy Fallon is the first late night talk show host who said that he's still going to pay the writers, but he's not paying any of the other staff. So, because it's an expensive task to say, I'm going to pay for my whole staff while we're completely on hold. The schedule now is repeats. Disney and a lot of other networks have like released their autumn schedules or fall schedules, and it's just reality shows, because you don't need to have a script when you have a reality show, because you have the talent, i.e. the regular person doing it for you kind of thing. So I think we underestimate where writers are used. Even things like sports shows, awards shows, like how many award shows have now been, some of them have been postponed because you don't have writers to write the jokes for the hosts to talk about or for the presenters to say. I am keen to see how long this lasts. I hope it's not for too long, because it's losing billions for the overall industry. Like streamers are losing, not just streamers, but the industry itself is losing billions on a daily basis. Every day they strike. Yeah. And two, we as consumers and viewers and fans, we're also going to suffer, because we're not going to be able to see. And it's always very selfish to say, like our favourite shows.
But that's the point. I think acknowledge it.
Yeah, our favourite shows, the new IP that's supposed to be coming through, schedules, entertainment is going to change because things are not moving. I'm assuming.
I think only a set number of your reality shows will be on either, because those are scripted. Yeah. So you need story editors in the room, and story editors might also double as writers, which means that they have to strike. You are. If you work in reality, it might be like, oh, this is going to be great. They're going to order so many episodes of our show, but then, you won't be able to hire anyone to produce your show. That's the thing. Because a lot of producers also double.
That's the thing. And that's also, like, even shows that are currently out and that probably been immune from this strike because they've already been released or written or whatever, like, the way that a producer or some people can even talk about the show or even promote the show may not even exist, because they are writer-producers. So their take on even promotion of the show may differ. Like, I've seen Shonda Rhimes promote Queen Charlotte, but I can imagine she's only there from a producer capacity. Like, she can't talk about anything to do with writing. And I had a very similar interesting like kind of discussion with people at work about this. So I just think, it's gonna be a very interesting and maybe a bit of a bumpy ride over the next, I don't know how many months. I'm hoping it's ended by September, but we'll have to wait and see, because we may be doing a pod in September and, it could still be going on.
Yeah, I think the other thing to watch for is, like, WGGB are not working with American arms of the same streamers that the WGA are striking against.
So when you say WGGB, you mean Writers Guild of Great Britain,
are in solidarity.
Yeah.
But the things that the WGA are striking it for will affect them as well.
Yeah.
So there is a chance that based on the strike action in America, WGGB decides they're going to strike too.
I mean, it's not like in the UK we're not striking for everything else. Exactly. Teachers are striking, nurses are striking, bus drivers are striking, trains are striking. So, writers could strike too.
I was talking to my sister about this, and she was mentioning how in the music industry is not too far off.
Yeah.
Like, being quite an exploitative industry, and I think that, like, we all love the internet, it's brilliant, we all love streaming services, it's brilliant, but what those things have done to their respective industries, we don't know the effects until, like, now that they're here, and they're here quite hard. Spotify is just as bad as a Netflix or an Amazon when it comes to paying people a pittance of what it is that, like, their entire business thrives off. If there is no music on this app, there would be no app.
Yeah.
So perhaps consider that when you're telling people they can get 0.05% of their listens in cash.
Yeah.
So the only people making money are the people that already have money because they have studios behind them. Yeah. And if you're a small musician trying to use Spotify to boost your platform, if you want to make 10p, keep going, girl.
Like, even I think podcasters probably feel the same as well. If you don't have a big,
you're not going to make a penny.
Yeah.
But these apps only work and thrive as long as there's content. I don't know. Yeah, everything. I think the creative industry is due a reckoning, because we do not. I think with the rise of AI, people are starting to get a bit cocky about, oh, well, we don't need creatives. Okay.
Yeah, but how is AI supposed to stay innovative without the creatives?
That's
how I've always seen it anyway.
You're underestimating your audiences because
Yeah.
everybody seems to think people are just stupid and they'll just watch anything that you slap a title and some
mate.
actors in. And actually, with shows like The Bear and White Lotus and all of these things that end up being really popular, clearly there are switched on viewers at home who know the difference between a good show and a bad show.
Yeah.
And if you think AI can just churn out shows and no one will notice, or people won't comment on the quality, you're mistaken.
I think that's why.
And don't forget, we pay for these services.
Yes, that's the thing. It's like so we invest into the content in a sense. And I always think about the rise of Netflix when Netflix came out of nowhere and like the House of Cards happened and like Orange is the New Black. And then we almost fell into the war of who can pay the most for content. And there was this like content budget war that was happening across all the streamers because they realised you need to invest in high quality content, and usually that means more money. Now, it's not to say that you can pump money into a show and the show is bad. That has happened on many occasions. But I'm just saying, like, we live in a world where people pay for quality, and quality sometimes means money. And if you're not paying everyone in the chain for that high quality content, there's going to be a problem. Content is key. I know we live in TikTok where people just flick on the camera and talk about their daily lives. But when it comes to like actual long form content, people expect quality, and people who work on it also expect quality.
Imagine how maddening it would be to hear that you're getting paid a third less than what you would usually get paid if you're working on the same show at a broadcaster, at a channel, and then hearing that they spent $400 million to sign Ryan Murphy. So you have the money. Amazon has signed shit tons of overall deals with people who haven't made a single thing.
Really?
Where are the shows that Phoebe Waller-Bridge has made for Amazon?
Oh yeah, true.
Where are they?
We're not going to be waiting for quite a bit of time now for them.
Where are they? You've clearly got money. You are misappropriating it.
Yeah.
And you're not paying the people that are doing the work on the shows that people are actually getting to watch on your service.
This is a complete side note. But I remember listening to something about Apple or one of the tech companies that they will hire big talent. That they hire the best engineers from their competitors to get them out of the game.
Yeah.
So they will not do anything. So they'll be there twiddling their thumbs going, when I was at this other company, I was there building apps, building phones, building this, building that. And now I'm sitting in, I think it was Apple, allegedly. I'm going to just put that there because I can't remember. Allegedly. Who would just hire them and get them to do nothing. So to just get them out of the competition. So that could also be a thing.
I've heard, and I allegedly, I would need to do more research into this, but I've heard that any IP that a Shonda Rhimes or a Phoebe Waller-Bridge or a Donald Glover comes up with while they are signed to an overall deal belongs to the streamer. Yeah. So they can then not take that idea anywhere else.
Wow.
So if I was a Phoebe Waller-Bridge, perhaps I'm not going to pitch you my good shit because I don't want to end up you passing on it for whatever reason and now I can never make it. No, I'm not. I'm not going to pitch you anything. Yeah. I'm going to pitch you stuff that I'm like, I kind of like this. And I'm keeping on like, because what do you mean you own everything that I pitched to you?
Well, that's how I felt about Shonda Rhimes with Disney. That's why she was like, peace out. You can have Grey's Anatomy. You can write out that car so the wheels fall off. Literally. Because this is season 20 something. I don't know how it's still going. But she left them and she left the shows with them when she went to Netflix. So, who knows?
And the overall deal seems nice when you see how many zeros are attached to it. But I think it is just another form of like you said, you can't make content for anybody else now. And you might not make any content here. Amazon when Amazon said they did a first look deal with Donald Glover, I was like, what's on your streaming platform do you make that feels in line with the talent that you signed?
I agree. Because if HBO did an overall deal with Donald Glover, I was like, that makes sense. Or FX. Really, FX should be. FX does an overall deal with them.
Fleabag did well for Amazon in the US market.
Yeah.
Because...
But how many windows was that? Because Fleabag had been available everywhere at that point.
Fleabag did well for Amazon, but I can't believe it did so well for them that they were like, what we need.
No, I agree.
is to spend somewhere between $100 and $400 million on signing Phoebe Waller-Bridge so that she could not work anywhere else and also not work here.
No, I would prefer it was
Which
BBC.
now makes sense.
Well, for what I just said.
No, what now makes sense about the Mr. and Mrs. Smith reboot.
Yeah.
You signed overall deals with them, so you've got to have them in something.
Yeah. I agree. I think it's gonna be wild. I can't even.
Yeah, who have they recast her in?
Oh yeah, because she pulled out, didn't she?
Yeah.
I couldn't. I'm so sorry. I couldn't ever see a world where Donald Glover and Phoebe Waller-Bridge was Mr. and Mrs. Flipping Smith.
I agree with you. I can see them as Mr. and Mrs.
I don't even
not
think
Smith.
I don't think I can even see them as Mr. and Mrs.
I can imagine a sort of goofy indie film in which they play a couple
like Malcolm and
who
Marie
find a dead body in the woods and now have to basically beef, but they're married at the beginning.
Yeah, maybe well, no, that's not a bad idea.
But Mr. and Mrs. Smith, we've already talked about this before.
Even
it's a hot film for hot people.
Even Donald Glover. I'm so sorry. Sorry, baby.
You guys are not heartthrobs.
No.
I'm so sorry.
No.
And that's okay. We're not all of us are heartthrobs.
Yeah, I want to see I don't mean to be mean. A younger generation. I want to see
Timothy Chalamet and Florence Pugh.
Pugh. That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
I'm
so sorry. That's Mr. and Mrs. Smith for me. Actually, maybe reggae Jean Paul thinking that
Timothy might need to bulk up, but the appeal.
Actually, no, reggae Jean Paul and
the
Sean Page.
The chemistry and the sex appeal of Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie at the time that film came out.
I'm so sorry. It was unmatched. That was what got people to watch. No one cared about the plot. No one cared about
no one can tell you.
Because everyone cared about the plot outside of the film.
All you need to know about that film is they're both spies.
Done.
But they're not supposed to know that the other person's a spy. Yeah. And guess what? They each become each other's target, but they married now. Chaos ensues. Yeah. Simple pimple.
Done.
All you need, that premise, pulled out of their ass last minute because they said, what if we got Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie and it was just that
honestly, no one cares.
I'm giving that film $200 million. Yeah.
Honestly.
I'm so sorry.
Even though it looks like is it Citadel? With the guy from Priyanka Chopra and
Jones.
Jonas.
Don't
forget that because she wants you to know all three names that she has, and then the other guy from Game of Thrones,
Richard Madden.
Yeah, I think they're a great match. Two hot people being spies
with the appeal of Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt.
No, not the same. They're not the same.
No.
Priyanka Chopra Jonas, she's beautiful.
Yeah, but she's not.
Okay.
I'm not saying she's not as beautiful. She absolutely is beautiful, but the appeal of Angelina Jolie in 2007.
I know. But then you put Brad Pitt. I'm not surprised they got together. I mean, it's wrong. It's wrong.
That is what even that's why I said it has to be Florence Pugh, because you need something like the "Don't Worry, Darling" mess of it all behind the scenes in order to really catapult this.
I mean, if they were having an affair, like Harry Styles was supposed to be going out with Olivia Wilde, and then he's having an affair with Florence Pugh, that would have probably made more people want to watch that film. That's your Mr. and Mrs. Smith, because I don't rate Harry Styles as an actor, but
no.
But he's got a look. He's got a fan belt. Yeah.
That is what you want to
beef him up a little bit more.
That drag that no matter what happens, people are going to the cinema to see.
Yeah.
And I actually think I would struggle right now if you said, I'm going to give you 10 minutes, put together your list of top 10 people that you think people would come to cinema to see nowadays.
That's hard.
Who are young. I would really struggle.
I mean, even Florence Pugh, I'm hard. Like, Zendaya's for one person.
Zendaya would be great.
Yeah, Zendaya.
Zendaya and Tom Holland.
Oh my gosh. I would watch out. I would watch out.
I'm so sorry.
That being said, they're Spider-Man. So what do you need from
Zendaya and Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah, true. They've got Dune.
Yeah, but they're not. Dune, pew.
Oh yeah, true. Oh, apparently they're gonna be together in Dune 2. I've not watched Dune 1.
Yeah. But I'm talking about hot
if you put,
ships.
you know what, one another episode, maybe a follow up to who's hot or who's got it.
Do you know who could have done this?
Go on.
Ryan Gosling and Eva Longoria back
Yeah. Oh, I actually.
In the day.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Oh,
10 years ago.
Eva Mendes.
Eva Mendes, yeah, that's what I mean. Eva Mendes.
Yes.
Eva Mendes, Ryan Gosling could have done Mr. and Mrs.
And then they would have got together and had their
they
kids,
do
and they get together. And they got together. Didn't they do this in the film? They were it wasn't a shoot up film.
No, it wasn't.
No,
it was a rom-com.
Yeah.
Anne Hathaway and
I don't know. No, it's Anne Hathaway.
I live for Anne Hathaway, so Anne Hathaway and
Michael Fassbender.
That's so random.
I was just thinking about it.
And James McAvoy.
No, I just don't think it. I don't think it is. I don't think it is at all. I don't know. Both of them.
I'd watch it.
I don't think so. Oh, what's his face from Chris Evans and?
Julia Garner, Jennifer Garner. That's what I mean. Jennifer Garner. Like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
These are all people that I think this
Blake
only works 10
Lively
years ago.
and what's his face?
Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah. And that would be a fun film. Yeah. It'd be funny. I'll
if
be
it's
down.
anything like A Simple Favor, it'd be actually they fucked up not doing this.
If it's
already.
anything,
they should do it now. So they probably could do it now.
Yeah. If it's anything like their Twitter, yes.
They should. I feel like it's someone like Blake Lively who's replaced Phoebe Waller-Bridge.
Though, I mean,
it's not Blake Lively, but someone like that.
I'm so sorry. My issue now, more than anything, is the Donald Glover aspect. I feel they need to replace both Phoebe Waller-Bridge.
You don't think Donald Glover and like Issa Rae?
Didn't they do
I
something?
would watch the shit out of that though.
I would, but I just don't.
But I would never buy that they would get married.
No,
but I'd watch the shit out of it.
Issa Rae and. Because I think Issa Rae could do it.
And
Rega Jean Paul.
Nah, I don't buy that. I don't see that for them. Issa Rae and
Issa Rae and
Trevante Rhodes.
Who's that?
From Moonlight and Bird Box.
I mean,
you tell me you would have watched that film. Tell me you would have watched that film.
You know what? How old is he? 33. Good age. How tall is he?
I'm telling you, I would watch the shit out of that film.
He's probably 1.8.
Watch Moonlight.
I have watched Moonlight.
He's in Moonlight.
Was he the lead?
He's when he's grown up.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I watched Moonlight.
I watched it in the cinema. I forgot.
You did watch Moonlight.
I watched it. Sorry, I watched it
in your sleep.
No, on a flight, and I was sleeping.
I'm telling you, he's so hot in that film. He's so hot. And also, he plays Mike Tyson in the Mike Tyson series. On.
Issa Rae and Umpaka from Black Panther.
I feel like it has to be Lupita.
Yeah, it does. I know.
It has to be.
Yeah, but that's just what's his face.
Because they already have chemistry.
I know.
Like I don't really know if he has chemistry with people like that.
In my face, that guy, Umbaka was always going to be the guy who stood there. He sat in that bed.
Yes. Oh yeah, they played husband and wife already.
What was that film? What was that name?
Us.
Us. Yeah. And
maybe not them,
when he swallowed that whole bed.
You can't have already played husband and wife before. Okay.
Pedro Pascal.
I knew Peter Nyong'o.
Yes.
I'd watch the shit out of that.
No, Pedro Pascal and Halle Berry. There was an interview with the two of them.
Yeah, but
wild. I was like, there was like chemistry.
Okay.
But also Lupita Nyong'o and Pedro Pascal. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, that'd be really cute. Yeah, that would be really cute. Okay.
What is this job that we've invented where we just pay up?
Like, I think guys hire us because I think we've got some really
I
great
just think
ideas.
people are being so stupid that Sandra Bullock, the Julia Roberts George Clooney film.
Yeah, that one
did really well.
Yeah,
and the Sandra Bullock Channing Tatum film did really well. So clearly, people want to see pair two people that are evenly matched and put them in some sort of foreign
conflict,
place and in some sort of conflict.
Will Sharp and
Billie Piper.
Oh my gosh, that's weird.
It's weird, but you'd watch it.
I would watch it. I would.
You would watch it.
I'm so intrigued. I would actually watch it. Will Sharp and Gemma Chan.
Will Sharp and Gemma Chan, but are you being racist?
No. I actually think they make a cute couple.
Okay.
And not because of the same race.
I actually think Gemma Chan is too hot.
Yeah,
if anything.
Yeah. But in this role,
in the White Lotus, he was cut, so maybe we need to give Will his flowers.
Yeah,
give Will his flowers.
Adam Driver and Gemma Chan.
Adam Driver and who? Ooh, who would be good?
Lena Dunham. The girls I know. The girl. Yes, I can't. I know. Adam Driver and
That's a hard one.
That's actually really hard. I really...
Scarlett Johansson, they've already played.
Yeah.
What a random pairing, but chemistry they did have.
Yeah.
Scarlett, Adam Driver, and Zoe Saldana. Think about it.
Oh, I don't
think
know.
about it.
I don't know. I can't see it.
But think.
Yeah, think deep.
Think about
I see Zoe Saldana. What's his face? He's friends with Pedro Pascal, and they're very similar. Oscar Isaac. I think that works in my head.
Adam Driver and...
I'm actually really struggling with this one.
Anne Hathaway?
Maybe. Kerry Washington?
Oscar Isaac and Kerry Washington?
Yes. Adam Driver's really... Maybe Anne Hathaway.
He has such a... He's I don't know what it is. I'm just so aware of how big he is.
Yes, you want someone who's like almost as big
as
him.
Yeah.
Not like a bit more body. Like like a model. Charlize Theron.
Gal Gadot. Charlize Theron is a good one.
Gal Gadot is a good one as well.
Yeah, but I don't really rate her as that.
I think Charlize Theron.
You need someone who can act alongside him.
Charlize Theron.
Right.
Yeah. Because she's a model. She's model-esque.
Yeah.
That was so fun.
That is really fun.
Yeah.
What to do next time is come up for the names of all of these films.
We need to actually keep the recording. Keep the recording for this.
Like, I feel like Under Driver and Charlize Theron is called like A Time to Die. Which is actually like Bond film.
That's like James Bond. I want to see Daniel Craig and his wife in this something. Because I can't imagine them together.
Yeah.
Rachel Weisz.
Yeah. There was someone that you just said and I thought that would be...
Kerry Washington.
No, when you said Daniel, I thought Daniel Kaluuya.
Oh, and... Zoe Saldana? No.
You need someone like the Jodie, the girlie from...
What, Rylane?
No, the girl from the... What was the film that he's in? Where they're driving across America.
Oh,
someone like her, but not her, obviously, because they've already played partners.
Oh, that woman's stunning.
She's beautiful. Jodie Turner
Smith.
Yeah. So not Jodie Turner Smith.
I need to find out what the name of that film is because it's really annoying me now.
Queen and Slim.
Yeah. That was a good film.
I was gonna say Judas the Messiah. Like, I know it's not
that was a different
film. It's not that one.
No.
Daniel Kaluuya.
I can't think of it.
Kaluuya.
I would like a black British actress.
I was thinking that, but I also thought, what if it was like someone from when he was in Skins? So it's like a reunion.
Was he in Skins?
Yeah.
Basically, one of the shows that I've never watched is Skins. I've never watched it.
It would be a bit too salacious for you.
Yeah, I think I'm.
Well, no, I think now you could watch it and you'd be fine. But like.
Yeah, that's at the time. No way.
But then when I think about it, it's basically Gossip Girls, but with working class, with British people.
Yeah.
I think when I was watching Gossip Girl, I was like, this is classy. But it really wasn't.
Yeah.
So really was like, do drugs. It's not good.
Yeah.
No, it's good. Daniel Kaluuya, this will be the last one. Daniel Kaluuya and...
Oh, it's really annoying me. I can't think of someone.
I can't either.
Okay, not black British then. But in the world, Michaela Cole.
Maybe Michaela Cole.
I don't know. I can't see it. But actually, maybe I could.
I think maybe you're right.
With a new face.
Maybe it's Michaela Cole. I was going to say it's a lot of face.
Yeah.
But I think I can imagine the two of them at like a bar, in a bar scene. You know.
Oh, it's now reminds me of going back.
Cocktails.
Being so long. What was that film where she was on Netflix?
Yeah.
One of the worst things I've watched on Netflix.
It wasn't
that
good.
and The Amazing Jessica James or whatever Jessica James.
Oh, that was bad.
That was terrible.
We need to get her in a film.
Yeah, we need her
alongside an actual love interest that makes sense.
Oh, who would we do with her? I would do the same. The Trevante guy.
Nah.
Oh, you know the guy.
You need someone who's kind of.
You know the guy from Love Life Series 2?
Yes.
Lead. Him.
Or I was gonna say, Lawrence.
Yes. Yeah, what's his name in real life?
Jay
Ellis. Yes.
Ellis, yeah.
That's a good shout.
Yeah.
That's a
Something
guy.
Sort of, like, you have to be like a little bit, like they're both kind of soft and goofy. I think.
That's the guy. Not what's his face, Chris O'Dowd. No offense.
And not
or the other guy, Jay
Segel.
Segel. Flipping egg.
Whoever has cursed that girl, uncurse her.
Please stop giving. Even like,
Release
okay,
her.
what about a white American actor who could play her love interest? Because I think,
If we were gonna cast her, okay.
you know, like if we're gonna cast a white guy.
Jessica
Jones.
Williams. Her name's Jessica Williams.
Sorry, yeah, Jessica Williams. In my head, Jessica Jones.
Jessica Jones.
Yeah.
Jessica Williams and ooh.
No, so now my head's going to like Lion.
My first person I thought of was Bill Hader.
No!
Significantly
older
than
and
her.
her.
I need someone.
And it's like a quirky-ish, but straight-looking white guy.
Yeah. Adam Driver's not right.
No.
But somewhat, if we're getting closer in age at least. You
So
kind of need someone who looks all American, I imagine, like quite boy next door.
What's his? You know, that famous actor's son.
That one.
Clint
Eastwood's son, Scott Eastwood.
Yeah.
Have you seen him in something?
No, I've not seen him in something. Yeah.
So we're not casting anyone we've not seen.
You see the All American. He looks to me.
We need to see
that was the first name that came to me as the first.
What have we seen?
Chris Evans.
Oh my god! What about Austin Butler?
It's not a bash out. It's not a bash out. He's like, yeah. I mean, he would be the better partner of all these other guys. We've helped you. And also Austin Butler, like, after he's recovered from Elvis, yes.
Yeah, and he's hot.
He's
he's hot.
All American son guy. He looks like he could dibble and dabble.
What's exactly? Dibble and dabble and what?
That he'll be open to a swirly relationship.
Oh, I thought of someone who's good.
Go on.
Chet Hanks.
No.
He wasn't that episode of Atlanta.
He was, but like a caricature.
Yeah, not him.
Do you know who I was thinking about? But he's Latin. He's the guy that was in Washington Heights. The actor.
I can see Washington Heights.
No, he's also in something else. I'm gonna have to find his name.
Why is it whenever you have a specific thing to think of, you suddenly can't think of any?
That's the thing. Honestly, Anthony Ramos. He was in You Gotta Have It. He was him.
Yeah, not him.
That dude
for real.
He's a bit young. He's 31.
Yeah, he's young.
Yeah, he's
I'm young, so he must be young.
Yeah, he's young. I could so see that more. Well, I mean, he's a shorty.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay,
she would eat him up.
True.
At least Austin Butler's like 6'1".
I think you should be happy with giving you Austin Butler. I think that was a good shout.
You need someone a little bit more.
I was gonna say no. It's so annoying.
What shows have we seen recently?
The guy who was in Queen Charlotte? Absolutely no.
No.
Because he was like 25.
Yeah, she would eat him up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Swallowed.
Whole.
No bites.
What other things have we watched beyond?
I can't think of any Americans.
No. Succession, the young Rowan.
No. Don't do that. Don't do that. But you know who maybe? Greg.
Yes! Yes! Greg! Yes! Yes! We finally found a guy that would actually pair off with her. And that'd be a great, Greg is great. And he's tall.
And he's
a bit goofy.
And he's taller than her as well.
And yes,
she's quite tall.
I mean, he's significantly taller than her. That was a good shout. I'm so happy. Like, I don't know. Okay, I was wrong with the Rowan guy, but yes to Greg. Finally, Jessica Williams. We finally give you a partner.
Done it, right?
Yeah. All right. Should we move on now? But that was really fun.
We used this back and it was like an hour of the podcast. Wait, before we go, what are you naming that show? The film where it's Jessica Williams
and Greg. What's the name? Real guy. Greg from Succession. Greg is such a good shout.
What is his name? I can't even think of a name. Tom?
Let me find out.
Birdie?
Yes. No, his name is Nicholas Braun.
Of course his name is Nicholas Braun.
Oh, that's such a good shout.
Jessica Williams, Nicholas Braun.
How old is he?
So they're a pair of
35.
accountants. Right?
Yeah.
They're a pair of accountants.
This is giving me Sandra Bullock and Ryan Reynolds in The
Proposal. Which is obviously the best.
Yes, actually not too far. Oh yeah, Enemies to Lovers. Do you know what? Enemies to Lovers, this guy...
And it's funny.
Yeah, this guy trying to jump his way through the career ladder. He's a man, so he's obviously getting promoted like quicker.
Yes, Jessica Williams plays the... Well, my idea was they're both accountants, right? My thing is always there has to be like a little crime element to this.
Yeah.
They're both accountants. They go to the house of their big client. Their boss was they're both they're both vying for a promotion.
Yeah.
Their bosses put them together.
Yeah.
Go to this big client. If you guys do well, maybe we'll get the promotion. They get to the house. The client's dead. But there's a massive suitcase of money.
Okay.
She's like, I'm going to take the money. He's like, we're going to take the money.
Oh my God.
And then we're going to keep quiet. And obviously, turns out the client's in the mafia. And now it's a race against the government. And they've got to stay together.
This reminds me of Lovebirds.
Yeah, I know.
But that being said, the casting makes so much more sense. Because whatever was happening with Soraya and the other guy,
we weren't buying it.
No, I couldn't see it.
Whereas this, also in that, they were a couple that had just broken up, were in the process of breaking up. Whereas these two, enemies
to lovers.
Yes,
that's a good. You know what? I'm here for it. I mean,
at the end, a mafia guy pointing a gun, and he stands in front of her and he says, "Shoot me instead."
Oh, and he does. No,
yeah. She's like, "Oh shit,
I didn't think you mean it." Yeah, I am so rooting for this. Also, that I think it would be a great couple. She's 33, he's 35 in real life.
And the name of the film is All the Way to the Bank.
No!
It's called All the Way to the Bank.
No, how could you? So genius.
And there's a cameo from Harrison Ford for some reason. He plays the dead body.
Because Harrison Ford is still alive and kicking.
Yes. He's and the mafia boss cameo is Logan from Succession. We're serving.
Oh my goodness. All in one. Come on. We're going to be talking about Succession in a couple of weeks. Cannot wait. I need to catch up.
I can't wait. I would say start watching it now.
I've watched to the monumental episodes.
Keep watching.
Yeah, I need to. I'm behind. Yeah.
Because
it gets
tonight.
Spoiler alert. Okay.
Is the funeral.
Anyway.
It's a funeral.
Yeah, it's a funeral. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Because, yeah.
It is time to get to the meat and potatoes.
Yeah.
Our review of the week.
From one light.
From one light.
No, we shone light on our favourite actors. And now it's time to change colours to blue lights.
Wow. These segues, clunky, ugly, misshapen.
The writers aren't here.
The writers here, as you can tell.
The writers aren't here.
End the strike.
End the strike. We really need good segues.
Okay, so the series that we're reviewing this week is Blue Lights for the BBC.
Yeah.
Is that the right way to say that?
On the BBC.
On the BBC. It's written by Declan Lawn and Adam Patterson, who are a writing duo from Northern Ireland.
Yeah.
It is about... What did you say?
That was not even supposed to sound Irish.
Yeah.
No, British, sorry.
The series is about 3 new recruits to policing in Northern Ireland.
Yeah.
Whose lives are intertwined, and the question is, will they make it out of probation?
Yeah.
Are you going to make it out of probation? That was a really good accent.
The thing is, you're going to be doing accents all the time, because I can't do accents.
I'm really proud of myself.
Yeah. Wow.
We're going to listen back to this and be like, this is all I
Yes, clunky.
Yesterday I really thought I had it. I figured it out. But
the accent.
Now I'm on stage, I can't do it.
Yeah. To me, non-Irish accent is just like a bit of like it's like a rhythm. It's like
for God's sake.
Yeah.
It's like that.
It just goes up and down, up and down, up and down. That's how I see it. But I'm not even going to
What
try.
are you thinking?
Yeah, I'm not going to attempt to even try to do the accent because I'll be insulting people. Yeah. So yeah, it stars the 3. The 3 procedural.
No, probationers.
The 3 probationers are Grace Ellis, played by Sean Brooke. Annie, played by Catherine Devlin. And Tommy, played by... Who is this dude? Where is this dude? He's not on this list.
Nathan Braniff.
This is his first acting gig on his IMDb. So
I liked him.
I think he's got promise. I don't know. I checked him out afterwards, and this photo and what we saw on screen different.
There were points where he turned around, and I said, "Junk."
This is what happened when we saw Austin Butler on TikTok. And if you know what we're talking about, you know. Because he did have junk. He's beautiful. Look at him.
Get the cheeks out.
Because on this the police outfits, it's the trousers are really low, but the belt is tightened.
Yeah.
So everything's a bit more squashed in the area. The gluteus maximus area.
I feel like there could have been, you know how we talked about how whoever's directing Succession knows exactly where to put the camera when it comes to Shiv walking away. That's what they needed on this. Not enough people are appreciating people.
No, when he was doing the gun range and he was shooting and he gave that the side profile, I was like, there's a bit of a curvature going on there.
I was like, oh, okay, Tommy, you better work. Maybe you should flop. Because you need to be out in the streets showing people what you got. No.
Oh, gosh. But yeah, it follows these...
three probationers.
And then in the police office, there are also other... I don't even know what they're called. In the police station, there are also other veteran police officers who usually they're on patrol. The patrol officers, they're not behind the scenes and they're not on desk.
They're not like detectives.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
They wear uniform.
Who included Constable Gerard, who is played by Richard Dormer.
Jerry.
He was my favourite.
Jerry's lovely.
Jerry was my favourite. He's
Jerry's
also very attractive.
Prince. Jerry was also hot.
He was attractive. And the
I'm
accent.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. The accent. Yes. And also Stevie. He was Grace's
supervising officer
and potential love interest. They kind of they were developing that for potentially series 2. And then also Jen Robinson, who was played by Hannah McLean. She she was a daughter of the the commissioner, and she was also having an affair with David Jonty.
He is the station's big boss.
Yes, exactly.
But her mum was the big boss.
Big boss, yeah. And then behind all that, there are MI5, who is patrolling this particular family in Northern Ireland. Actually, maybe we go back to the roots of the crimes. Some of the roots of the crimes there.
MI5 are there to deal with acts of terrorism, right? Yeah. And so obviously there is an IRA presence that only develops in the second half of the series. But the idea is that the MI5 are there watching Belfast because it has in the past been a hub for IRA terrorist attacks. However, the MI5's operation and the policing operation are two very separate things. And because they're spies, it makes sense, but it also makes it very difficult for you to police a neighbourhood that has been marked as out of bounds to the police. And we see that complication grow and grow as the patrolling officers start to be like, what is the deal with these double OBs? So they're not just out of bounds, they're double out of bounds.
Yeah.
And it leads to some disastrous results for one of our police officers. No spoilers, but it's Jerry.
Yeah. R.I.P. Jerry.
Rip Jerry.
That was a very sad moment. And I felt like, again, with all seasons, especially these type of procedure.
Wow. Do you take this seriously? We're 2 hours in now, you're putting it on silent. Wow.
I wasn't expecting to get messages. So, with a lot of these procedurals, the storyline has to build up. And for me personally, I found the first couple of episodes quite slow. To get into the world and really stay committed to the world. But as the story kept on building and building, when you got to that episode 5 moment, it's episode 5, when Jerry gets shot, that's when I'm like, okay, we're really feeling this conflict. We're really feeling how the lies and the secrets of the MI5 to kind of try and find this terrorist ring, but at the expense of not telling some of the police officers on patrol, including the probationers, that actually there's a terrorist on the ground. We're surveilling them. Only certain people in the station know, i.e. the senior ups and the higher ups. Oh, actually just Jonty.
Yeah.
It's just Jonty that knew.
Yeah.
Because of that, it meant that Jerry was getting suspicious of what was going on. He's always been ambitious, almost to his own detriment. And so he was trying to do almost his own side investigation of who the terrorist ring is. And he confronts them and gets shot.
Yeah. One of the things I would say in response to what you were saying is like, it's a show that's doing two things, which is maintaining a sort of story of the week element. Because you have that episode where like, which I thought was actually really well directed, where there is an incident at the station, but it's overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And then an old woman ends up killing her abusive husband. And that's like the story of the week, while we're still building this story in the background with like, what is the deal with why they can't arrest these criminals who they know are criminals because they're double out of bounds, which means something is going on, but they're not allowed to know what's going on, which is making them suspicious, because it kind of feels like maybe you guys are just protecting them.
Yeah.
Which they are, but like for a reason, because they're trying to net a bigger fish. But in the meantime, they are allowing that criminal family to sell drugs.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, what the right thing to do is, but I feel like sometimes the stories of the week weren't that engaging.
Yeah.
And sometimes they were really effective.
Yeah.
Which I think might affect why it took you so long to be like, okay, I'm here, I'm in it.
Also with like police shows or crime shows in this nature, I don't watch procedurals in this way. It's very rare that I watch a procedural. So even when we put this on our list, I knew it was going to be a departure from the things of like the Queen Charlotte's and the Love is Blind. And so I knew it was going to take me some time to warm up to this world. And maybe it was a bit refreshing to watch a police show when the criminals are also that look exactly like them. They're white and they're Northern Irish. Mm-hmm. That's a good word, yeah. And yeah, maybe it was nice to be like, it's not just black and white, which is what I watch a lot with American procedurals or American shows that feature police officers. I mean, there is a story around race that happens later on with Grace and her son who's mixed race, and that was a little bit infuriating, like how they handled that storyline. But I think it was just, it was interesting to be in that world. It took me some time to get into it, but it was interesting to be in that world.
Yeah, I feel like for me, one of the things that was really striking about this, I don't know if it's because I don't watch a lot of procedurals, but whenever there are moments of violence, they felt so visceral. Like in the first episode, Annie tries to stop the son of this like criminal gang leader, and he notices that her police camera's not on. Yeah. So he headbutts her.
That was tough.
Or he punches, I can't remember, it's either a headbutt or a punch.
I think he punches her.
Punches her in the face, and like, it's so visceral. Like, I felt sick. Yeah. And then later on in that episode, he spits in her face. Yeah. And I was like, there's something, I don't know if it's because you're watching people do violence to police officers, which you don't often, see that. That's not the right way round.
Oh yeah, usually they try, they're dead.
Yeah. Or if it's like watching a man punch a woman in the face in a really like, oh, you're a police officer, so I don't give a heck that you're a woman. I don't know what it is, but I find it really visceral. And even in the moment where Jerry gets shot, like the very simple act of like, oh, people have guns here, so someone just pulled out a gun and shot a police officer. Yeah. Not even a second thought. Yeah. And then was like, I'm just gonna hop in my car and go. Yeah. Like, it's so, the violence is so grounded in like, in a world where you have access to these things, this is how commonplace this stuff would feel.
Yeah, this is how it is.
Yeah, whereas I find with American shows, it always just feels so like heightened and like such a flourish, like, bah, 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 bah,
which
like
is,
it's just...
When I'm telling you the irony of the situation where you do the stats in real life, and America has more gun crime than anywhere else in the world. Yeah. It's interesting that it's still almost glamorized in that way, which
feels it just always feels a bit like, ugh, of course. Whereas with this, I think maybe it's the range of violence, but also just the like, no, like when Annie gets punched in the face, no one's like, I can't believe that man punched you in the face. It's just sort of like, you should have had your dash cam on.
Yeah.
You know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
You fucked up here.
Yeah.
And
I kind of related to, I think it was Jen's character. So she is the daughter of the big sergeant. And she didn't want to go into the force, but she was kind of like, she kind of went into the force to kind of almost appease her mum. Mm-hmm. But there's an element of fear when she's on patrol. Like, she doesn't want to get off a car, for instance, especially when they go into...
trying to kill them.
Yeah, I know. I mean...
in like a real way.
In a real way. I mean, they were into this kind of like very rough neighborhood, and she's like, I don't want to go out. Like, I'm just here just on patrol. Or that scene with that character, the guy who... I think he's a bit lonely. I'm sure... Yeah, him, and he's got mental health issues, and... he basically almost gets arrested. No, he gets arrested on purpose. He's trying to get arrested, yeah. So that he can be with someone. And the police officers know that. So they almost just like sign like a fake piece of paper to get him arrested. But I felt her feel in terms of those really heightened moments that, yes, you could die. If you step out of this patrol car, they will attack you. And they don't care who you are. And they, like you said, they don't care if you're a woman. They don't care if you're a man. As long as you're in that police outfit, I don't even know what I'm saying.
Uniform.
Yeah.
When you're in your police outfit.
When you are dressed up with a club Renaissance, your outfit.
When you're in an old police outfit.
When you're in your uniform, you are enemy number one.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was interesting to see that dynamic of, like, not all police officers are built differently. Even the people that were on patrol, I was surprised by Annie's character. Mm-hmm. I was surprised that she even wants to be a police officer because she came off very meek and mild. Even when she got punched at the beginning of episode 1, I was surprised by her like tenacity. Even though everyone around her was like, "You don't have to be a police officer if you don't want to," and she's like, "No, this is the job." But I do think it was kind of missing the motivation. Like, I would love to know a bit more of the backstory. Like, why do they want to get into it? Because I don't like. Again, if you're a police officer, correct me, but I feel like there must be a backstory and also a motivation on why you want to do this type of role. Yeah. In comparison to
a very dangerous city to be a police officer.
Exactly. Like, you're serving the community, but there's other ways you can serve the community, like being a teacher or, you know.
In Grace's case, she was a social worker.
Yeah.
So she
which is interesting,
makes the transition to become a police officer.
Which also is interesting. Like, why that? Because
I agree with you about what you're saying. I think my main critique is it felt like an ensemble show where it gave so much time to the other stories of the other probationers that I found it weird when we got to the end that, like, we'd never been to Tommy's house. We'd been to Annie's because obviously she gets that threat. That threat really doesn't really come to anything.
No,
actually.
That was so annoying.
Which is weird. It's that storyline gave me, we had to cut this in edit.
Yeah.
Like, we had to cut some of this out in edit. That we go to Tommy's house is weird as well. Because he's another person who you're like, you clearly understand that there's like fear around this job. You're not maybe naturally disposed to it, but his thing was like, I studied criminology at uni, so I thought I could be a police officer. Which, like, if I did it for one day and they even handed me a gun, I'm like, I'm out.
Yeah,
I don't want to do this.
Fam was terrified when they said, "Oh, it's time for you to do your gun test. Now start shooting."
I don't want to be.
No,
I don't want to do.
I don't want to have to shoot.
But it would have been nice to, like, like you said, spend some time with them in a way that made you learn their backstories. I also felt with Annie, I think some of her storyline got cut in terms of, like, you get a moment, you know, like you said, the threat comes to nothing, but equally that moment with, so she plays this sport, it's like specific.
Was it football?
No, it's like it's like lacrosse, but
okay.
Not not like no, it's like
handball. Not handball.
What's the not ice hockey?
Field hockey.
Yeah, is that what it's called?
Like actual hockey.
I was gonna say grass hockey.
Yeah.
But that's not what it's called though. Maybe it's just hockey. You're right.
Yeah.
Hockey's stupid.
It's very similar.
Word, but she then tells them I'm a police officer, and it's like, we love you. And it's fine, but wouldn't it have been interesting if it was like one of them's the one who linked her to someone else? Like, it feels like maybe we're missing a couple beats from that. And like, that is the closest you get to understanding what Annie's life is like outside of work. But also in that first episode, they say you're hungover.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, oh, are we going to learn that Annie likes to party?
Yeah.
You only see her sort of hungover again once. It's like, oh, really quickly dropped. And I wonder if these people all had quite full backstories.
Yeah.
And then actually when it came to like the edit or actually writing the following episodes, the direction from the channel was, this is a procedural.
Yeah.
So get to the procedural quicker. Because one thing I noticed, I thought this is really jarring, is in that first episode, Grace is at home with her son.
Yeah.
Goes to her car, like looks underneath to make sure there's like no bomb or whatever. Gets in and then it's just suddenly in a police car in a police chase.
Yeah.
It's just such a hard cut. And I remember being like, this is either a stylistic choice that's interesting or a massive fuck up. And so I have to believe it's a stylistic choice.
Yeah, maybe.
But in that moment, I was like, I feel like I missed a scene.
Yeah.
I didn't rewind it. I thought I genuinely missed a scene.
Oh, really?
Because I was like, what? How do we get? What's going on?
Yeah, maybe it probably was stylistic. Probably what ended up happening, it was a massive cut. Then realised they messed up, turned around with it. No, that's not cute.
I think they cut whatever scenes were going to Tommy's house, going to Annie's house. They cut all of that
and it went
stuff.
to Grace.
Yeah, so then it goes straight back to where Grace was.
Because what ends up happening is that Grace almost becomes the lead character.
Grace is the lead.
Yeah, she's the lead. And I'll be honest, I found her character very annoying.
Yeah, she's too saintly.
Yeah, it's too... And it was giving me, weirdly, going back to Shrinking. And the therapist trying to save all his patients' lives.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking that when she was there, like, driving to the woman's house, one of the women who was abused, and she wanted to go and speak to her, or she was like telling her like, oh, you can put your knife down, you don't have to attack, because that same woman was trying to I think she was having a kind of almost a mental breakdown. She was swinging a knife, and then Grace was disobeying the order of the other guy, saying you need to back off because this woman has a weapon, she can come against and attack you. And she was like, no, I'm just going to talk to her. Which, don't get me wrong, we live in a police system where there probably needs to have more... We need more social workers in the police system, because there's a lot of people that suffer from mental health issues, and sometimes the mental health issues are misconstrued and then weaponized to become crime. And then you see tons of people who are in prison for having mental health issues, and rather than them being treated with some type of mental treatment, they're just thrown into prison. So I think that was a nice link. I don't know if it was supposed to be a message, but I liked how they linked to it. But that being said, I think Grace took that on a bit too much and was like, no, but I'm a social worker, so I know how things are and I can speak to them, and so I'm going to just dissipate orders. And that's what became a bit irritating.
What I liked about that trait was I was like, it's like you said, it's interesting because she's come from this background, this social care background, that she is sort of doing the behaviours that she would have done in her old job, and actually what she's going to slowly learn is that doesn't work here. So what would have been interesting is if that woman who she helps in episode 1 ends up betraying her in some way in episode 3, so she learns it's not everybody that you're going to put a helping hand out to who's going to take that hand. Some of those people are going to bite, and you have to be able to tell which ones are going to bite and which ones are going to take that hand. And that is something that you can't do, which is why police officers go in with the, you're a criminal, you're a criminal, you're a criminal. I'm not going to try and humanise you. Because if I try and humanise you and then you bite me, I'm done. Especially in a universe where, we can get shot in the street. We can't even let people know that we do this as a job because there's a target on our back. That's what I thought it was going to be. And actually, it sort of meanders that trait for her. By the end you get this idea that like Grace has hardened based on what she's seen. I personally don't really get why the death of Jerry affects her so much. No. That she decides to steal the memory chip from the MI5 so that it can bring them down.
I feel like they needed the story to move along, because I think we needed to find out what happened with that MI5 part of the storyline, and I think they needed someone to drive it. And because Tommy wasn't there, his name was Tommy, right?
Yeah. Because
Tommy wasn't part of that chase where he saw... Actually, wasn't he?
No, he wasn't.
He wasn't, because he wasn't part of that chase with the MI5 spies. I think you needed someone who was in that room to be part of it. And I think out of everyone, Grace was going to be the lamb.
I didn't buy it. I think that was the only thing, like, I just didn't buy that her journey got her there.
Yeah.
Someone like Jerry, because you set him up, like you said, he's over ambitious. He starts to investigate it.
Yeah.
If he had not died and someone else had died and he'd been part of it, I can imagine him taking that chip out of their camera. But I just couldn't work out why Grace, who's like saintly, holier than thou, suddenly decides she's going to, and like, in, I guess, a feat of magic, somehow get that card out before anyone notices. Anyway, it is what it is. Like you said, we need to wrap this up. So we have this moment. But that felt a bit, how convenient. I have stolen this thing and I'm going to use it now.
I mean, I think it's still going back to the hero element. Like, she wants to be the hero in the story. And she ends up being partly the hero in terms of driving that along.
Yeah, but she is, at the beginning, a hero with a strong moral compass. And by the end, maybe she still wants to be a hero, but she's willing to bend the rules to make that happen.
But maybe that's because she's seen that the system is corrupted.
No, 100%. But what I'm saying is I just felt a sudden jump from 5 to 6. And I feel like with all the characters, I didn't really see her and Jerry connecting.
No.
Do we even have scenes where they talk to each other?
No.
So then, like, she would be like, this is my breaking point.
Yeah.
This is the thing for me. Like, if something had just happened to Stevie, I buy, because they're like this, right? He helped her when her son had been arrested, so of course, if something happens to him, I'm doing what I need to do. The Joe thing, I was like...
I mean, I think one thing that we probably talked about off air was the thing that was missing was that camaraderie between everyone. And that moment only happened really was when Jerry had died and they were bringing the perpetrators to justice and they were kind of carrying him in.
Yeah.
I mean, that was very cringy. But
I was also like,
Because when what's her face, the wife, and I remember her name. She's a comedian.
Yeah, I know.
Her face was so familiar. She looks incredible, but her face was so familiar. I was like, where is she from? I've seen her like mocked a week.
I've seen her in 100 trillion things. Like, she'd be on TV.
She's on, Andy Osho. When she was like, coming into work because, I've been told it's an important day, and then she's there like doing the fingerprints for the guys who killed her husband, which, I mean, it was a sad moment, but it was a lot. But that's when you saw the whole of the station in one place, and you're like, I would have loved to see more of this, because I think you only saw
another moment. Work outside of... We think you need stuff outside of work. Outside,
yeah.
Because even her, like, her character, you always witness at work. Yeah. And so when her husband dies and she comes in that same day, and it's like, my God, I'll be at work. This is what he would work.
Sorry, I'm not laughing at that, but yeah.
Who are you? Yeah. Like, we don't know anything about this woman.
It wasn't built.
She had a husband and now he's dead.
Yeah, it wasn't. Nothing was built around that, and
even that. The first time you see them together, he's like, has anyone ever told you you're really sexy? And she's just like, get out of here, you dirty old man. And I was like, are we supposed to know? Because even the guy's like, are you supposed to be talking to that woman like that? And he's like, I mean, it'd be weird if I didn't.
That's the thing. Like, it took me a lot longer for it to clock that they were married. Because it was only when they were like, flirting. I was like, oh, wait, so maybe this is not just a flirty... it's not like a flirty banter thing in the office with like the receptionist and the patrol officer. Yeah. Like, it's not one of those type of things. Oh, no, they're actually married. That didn't click, and they should have really made that more explicit.
I have a fix already.
Go on.
Here's what I would have done. I'd have had him be like, has anyone ever told you you're really sexy? And her be like, get away from me, you disgusting dirty bastard. The next time they come in, Tommy, trying to be all pally, is like, has anyone ever told you you're really sexy? She's like, excuse me? I'm going to report you to your senior manager. How dare you talk to me like that? He's like, I thought it's like, that's my husband.
Yes, perfect, yeah.
You don't get to talk to me like that.
Yeah, that would be such
you can see the difference between, when my husband's flirting with me, I'm flirting with him. But I'm not flirting with everyone. You'd never seen that before, so you couldn't tell whether this is just how she talks.
Or like the actual relationship. And it would give him some humour as well, which I think the show gave some moments of lightness. They
put it all on Jerry's shoulders.
My Jerry carried it. Jerry and Tommy were making jokes every now and again. They really carried the show. Cause I was sad when Jerry got shot.
When they went to the old lady or the old man's house who was dead, and then he was like, "This is brilliant. We can just take it now." I was like, and then like they cut back and he's forced asleep and Tommy's just sitting there like, because we're in the house with the dead body and you are. This is a great opportunity
for me to
we
go
don't
sleep.
need to go right back yet, do we? It's a busy night.
Like, come on. Because that was the episode of like, what was the name of the thing where it's like you're not supposed to talk about
Bottleneck.
Yeah.
It was a bottleneck. They just kept saying
the bottleneck. And I, do you know what? It was that was probably my favourite episode. Because
it was really well directed.
It just felt there was a lot of things going on. And going back to like, even when we talk about the bear, like having the chaos, but then also like having these big moments that are happening. That's what it felt like. Even the son, like Grace's son, and then him being arrested because he's been targeted for being black. That also came into fruition in this moment as well. So that was my favourite ep.
Yeah, I think I knew it was going to be a good episode when it opened, and it starts with that shot where someone, the camera is moving through the station like a person, and it's passing each of the people that we've met already, and like Jen's got a cut lip, and like someone else is not making eye contact with them, and like, oh, something's happened. Yeah. And that was the episode where I was like, oh my god, what if something has happened to Jerry?
No!
Because I knew from like episode 2 or 3, when we were having all of these moments with him and his wife, something bad's gonna happen.
You think?
Because they were just like, you don't have two people just being in love in a show. Imagine at the end of the season, we had a dad and be like, and he just loved his wife.
Why can't we have that? Why are we deprived
No, I
of
agree with you.
seeing
Why can't we have that? Because I didn't want Jerry to die.
lovely couple just being happy and loving each other?
I didn't want Jerry to die.
Yeah.
But I was like, you keep being... Where she was like, oh, when are you going to go home? When are you going to retire? And all of this stuff. I was like, this is setting up the person's not going to make it. So that holiday that they were talking about, ain't going to happen.
Well, I hope it's...
Never talk about a holiday on TV show.
Yeah, I hope in series 2, she comes back, Scylla gets her groove back.
Where else is she going to go?
She comes back from a holiday.
Oh, on the ones with the urn.
Don't do that.
I've been sprinkling with the Ibiza.
Yes, do that, because he would have loved that.
I think she just has to marry Tommy now.
No.
I've got to replace my husband.
No.
I can't be lonely.
No.
The nights are so lonely.
No.
I would.
The other key thing, anytime we talk about shows that are just not set in England or London, I always love, because I'm like, I just love different accents. I love that it was based in... I just love that this show was based in Northern Ireland. We don't get less of Northern Ireland or Irish TV.
Yeah, we do.
Go on.
The Fall. Paula.
Go on. Derry Girls.
Derry Girls. That was another show with a dude.
And that's the reason why. No, if you said normal people, I'm literally gonna throw...
Well, that was in Ireland.
Yeah, but I said...
But I didn't say...
I said Northern Ireland and... I said Northern Ireland and Islands.
Oh, I didn't realise you said both.
Yeah, I said both, yeah. Either
Conversations with friends.
Yeah. Either way, we don't get loads of...
We don't get loads.
We don't get loads of content from the islands.
When are we going to get a musical?
Yeah. But I also did like it was a procedural based day. It felt fresh and, you know... Okay, I had a random question.
Ooh.
When I watched the show was giving me SD in quality. When I say that, I mean, maybe it was my TV, but it wasn't giving me HD
I think
crispness.
it was the type of film it was shot on.
Okay, cool. Because for me, I was like, why does this not give me high definition 4K HDR type of quality when I'm watching it? It felt a bit like SD, turning back 20 years the bill.
I wouldn't say 20 years. Now
Okay.
you're being a bit of a prick about that.
Okay.
There was a great shot.
It was just a bit grainy. Maybe is it me?
Yeah, maybe it was, but I think it was the type of film that it was
They
shot
shot on.
on.
Okay,
but
cool. That's what I
there
was
were loads of... Weirdly, like, it's not often that we talk about a show where I talk about the direction this much, but I love the choices that were made. I love that they were choices made. Okay. They don't always work, but sometimes they do. But there's a absolutely stunning shot. I don't know where they're driving to. Maybe when they're like, we're going to burn the bad drugs. Yeah. Where they're driving along the coast. Yeah. And I was like, God damn, that's a beautiful road. We have no nice roads like that around here.
No. It was, and you can tell everything was shot on location. I went to Belfast last year. It was nice to kind of see some of those like scenes and also like sets and locations.
Sets.
Sets. SETS. Sets. Locations.
Nobody has sex in this show.
Which is,
think about it.
Yeah. Is that why it felt different?
No. I would say...
It was very safe. It was very BBC.
I feel
It
like
felt
the
very
issue
BBC.
And I feel like that was a sort of an issue with the show. It's like, tonally, you've got people being shot, you've got women getting punched in the face, but no one's having... Like, what?
No, yeah.
The tone is very, like... And sometimes it's like, it feels like a soft crime thing. And then actually in places it's like quite hard crime. No sex whatsoever.
Do you think that was intentional to have no sex, or do you think it's like other things we discussed where
they don't go home, so how can we see the sex?
Yeah,
I think that's literally the problem.
Yeah. Or were there scenes where they shot where they
was getting railed?
Maybe Tommy was having a good time, but then it got cut. That's how he was having sex with someone, and that's when he found out about Jerry. He was having an affair with some of the other girls.
No, Tommy would never do that. You know that.
No, he won't.
He's not John T and Jen.
No, he's not. Oh no. Goodness me.
Actually, there was sex. Those two.
Oh, yeah, actually, there was sex. Yeah.
And they filmed that in a dark room so you couldn't see shit.
Yeah, it's true. You heard noises at the back. I think the noises were enough. The mum catching the noises, I think that
wasn't her mum. It wasn't her mum who called
it was the...
She's been out there for a long
I
time.
was like,
I thought... You know what's going on in there. Why are you still here?
But I thought she was waiting around the corner.
To catch them.
Yeah, so I thought... Okay, there was another thing that I noticed, which, again, I think wrapped up the season. First episode, Annie looks at the wall of the lost police officers. Those are officers that have died on service. And then it wraps up at the end where she looks... I think it's Tommy looks at the same screen and Jerry's on there. And when that scene came up, it reminds me every time of when you talk about the Schrodinger's gun or whatever that thing... the gun thing where it's like...
Chekhov's gun. Schrodinger's cat, Chekhov's gun.
Chekhov's gun, yeah. Where if you see a gun...
In the first act.
It's going to be shot in the last act.
It needs to be shot though.
Yeah, so I felt... That felt like a real 360 moment of there was a reason.
So much
I was like, that reminded me that's the reason why they brought that moment in, because someone's gonna die. But I didn't think about it because, again, it took me a while to get into this show. Would you watch series 2?
No,
it wouldn't either.
Because the reason why I've come back is dead. So unless somehow they've figured out a way to bring him back from the dead, they've absolutely fucked it for me. I don't want to see... Kill Grace!
Yeah.
Bring back Jerry, for fuck's sake.
Also, I don't know...
Tom and Jerry as well, did you catch that? Tommy,
Jerry. Yeah.
That is adorable.
That's very funny. That was funny. I also don't know whether the story will go, apart from it being another big crime organisation, or will they bring more of the MI5 part? Because I feel like
I think they have to figure out what they... Because now the dad and the son are in prison.
Yeah.
And I bet they'll figure out a way to get out.
Yeah. Maybe they'll still remain the big villains.
And also, Dublin, they did shoot a crime boss from Dublin. So I'm sure that Dublin's going to have to retaliate in some shape or form.
That is true. But yeah, I'm wishing it all the best. I'm glad they got series 2.
Bye.
I'm glad they got series 2. It's just not... I'm not the audience for the show. But I think that there's two things. One, I think is great for a BBC audience. And two, I think is great for a BBC every week type of audience. Me binging it probably didn't add to that experience. I think if I watched every single week, I was like, it's the regular thing I watch on the 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. on BBC One. And it's like a nice
9 p.m. on a Monday, actually, get it together.
Okay, 9 p.m. on a Monday.
It's never put this on at 8 p.m.
Someone
got punched.
Yeah, past water shed, sorry. 9 p.m. on BBC One, and I can just watch and relax in with my hubby. Perfect. That's the kind of show.
Me and my hubby, what we love to watch together.
Well, we're having bangers and mash.
Cottage pie.
Yeah, exactly.
Separately though, we watch our very scandalous shows, but together we only watch wholesome shows.
That's so true.
Okay,
We're
a family unit.
I want my husband and I to watch Love Is Blind together and talk and discuss it at length. That's the kind of show I
actually want my partner to be the kind of person who's like, I'm watching this shit again, and then 10 minutes later they're still in the room.
Yeah.
Baby, do you want to see? No. I'm just gonna. I'm just getting my shoes really quickly.
Please ask a question.
But why did she walk in like that?
Why is Kwame saying that though? I'm like, yeah.
This dress is nasty.
So you want him to watch RuPaul with you?
I'm so sorry. Pause this right now. She should have gone home. And I'll be like, true. but the makeup was good. He's like, I didn't know if the makeup was good. I just thought the dress was better than nothing. And they dragged her and it's not nice, Jessica.
It's not nice, Money.
Money! Yeah. I would love to watch something like Drag Race with someone who has absolutely no understanding of the art that goes into drag. Just talking from their heart about what they enjoyed and what they didn't enjoy. Like, I like her because she's got brown hair. Okay, baby.
Oh my gosh.
Great. I don't want to be like, well, the lace front.
No, I don't.
Sliding.
Yeah, you don't need to go into that much, yo. No.
A winged eyeliner, I don't think so.
Okay, goodness me.
Hog body, cinch girl.
Also, I feel like if we're watching, I want to be the person who initiates a conversation. Most of the time, I want you to be quiet.
I'm not. I don't like. Yeah, I hate chat.
That's what I mean.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, so like
talk at the end.
Yeah.
Unless it's something like a Drag Race or like if it's a reality TV show, we can talk the way through.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But if it's a drama and you're asking me questions,
shh.
Ask me questions when I'm also watching it with
yes.
you. How am I supposed to know if you don't know?
That's the thing. Oh, anyway.
My sister does that. It drives me crazy. Why are you asking me so many questions?
Come on.
Use your faculties. That's what they're there for. Analytical skill. This is the analytical skill you're supposed to be using.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway,
what would you rate this?
So difficult because I really like the direction, but like you said, it's just not a show that I would usually watch. So 2.5.
2. Yeah, sounds good. I'll give it a 2 out of 5.
Not with the swiftness.
Yeah, because that number was fixed in my head already as I was watching it.
You watched the first episode, you said 2?
No.
I would not be shifted it.
No, it would have been a lot less if I was just basing it on the first episode. Because it took me, I guess I said, third time now. It took me a while to ease into the world. But once I was there, I held on like the police patrol drivers.
Like Jen trying to not get out that car.
Yeah, I held on. But
for dear life.
But would I want to keep on driving to series 2? Absolutely not.
God willing.
Yeah.
What are we watching next week?
Well, we teased it earlier, but we are going to be watching Selling Sunset Series 6.
And it's back and bigger than ever. I feel like every season is back and bigger than ever.
Yeah.
There's some girlies that you don't know who are suddenly on it.
And there's some guys that you know that's not on it.
One thing that I will say, if you get cast in a show like Selling Sunset and you don't think you're the villain, you don't understand the show. No. If you're a new person coming in, you're going to be the villain.
I have a theory about this, but I'll talk about it next week.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
Until then, lads, ladles.
Thank you guys for watching. This has been Scripts and Giggles with Shoshana.
On top of the Marnie too, yeah. Marnie. Top of the Marnie too, yeah.
You are such an idiot. Bye, guys. Bye.